Hello. Listen, this is going to sound really weird, but I'm doing everything different for the first 10 minutes, right? We're not saying the usual intro, okay? We're going to speak soft. We're going to speak softly, okay? And we're not going to do anything that the algorithm could see as any reason to not treat me fairly. Okay, algorithm? I love you. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. It is what day is it? It's Wednesday. All right. It is Hallows Eve. I hope everyone is looking forward to that. Big shout out to our community member, Mac. He has got, he builds a huge community scare house in his front garden for like his whole street to come and enjoy every single year. And this year, like he's been working at it months and months. And I'm hoping, I can't remember the time zone that he's in. I think he's the more palatable time zone in America. Yeah, thank you. I spent the last 20 minutes trying to iron it. Do you know what I'm saying? You got to make it look nice for you people. So I'm hoping, right, that Shane, where's Mac? Is he 5 hours behind me?
Yeah, Mac's an extra hour behind me. So right now, because of the time change, he's 5 hours. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Normally he would be 6.
And is he just doing his thing on Halloween night, or is he running out the whole, like, just for a couple of days after as well? What's the story with that?
I don't know if they go beyond that or not. I've never really asked.
Yeah,
to be honest with you.
Yeah, I imagine it'll either be like they'll do it on Friday or they'll do it on Thursday, I would imagine. All right, yeah, I want to find out because I think that's going to be what.
He's with his pup right now. So.
I know, man. I don't even want.
I know.
Like.
Can you hear me okay? Because I'm using my tablet today.
You sound fabulous. Okay.
Fabuloso.
Right. We can't even raise our voices for the first 10 minutes. Okay.
Are we live yet? Or no?
Oh, yeah, we're live. Okay.
Okay. Oh, hey, everybody.
Yeah, everyone. Yeah, speak softly. We don't want to upset the algorithm. We're trying to figure out why certain things happen for my videos. So we're behaving ourselves very well today. That's what we're doing. Although we don't usually behave, but we are really putting in some effort. So today, my lovely people, I want to jump in with the big homie. The reason that I'm doing this as well is yesterday I only did like an hour and a half show, whereas today we can push the boat out. So I want to look at Twitter. I want to look at some of these new headlines about Diddy's lists, and then I want to watch through the first episode of Big Homie CC. Definitely not because I missed it and haven't had time to watch it, and I'm now using work time as a way of doing that. All right. But listen, let's just cut to no, we're not going to say that. We're going to
algorithm.
Let's have a look at this fair thing that I have here witheth, thieth, screeneth. Let's have a look. So no big deal. No big deal. Just another casual live stream tomorrow night. No big deal. Just, Jaguar Wright and Big Homie on the same panel answering questions for an hour and a half. No big deal.
And that's after the small stream we have tonight with Mr. Courtney Burgess too.
Oh yeah. Listen, I forgot to mention, the small stream of Courtney Burgess. No big deal. It's no big deal. It's just some of the biggest players in the whole Diddy story right now. No big deal. It's no big deal. Just another day on the Atwood channel, right? No big deal. That's the way we roll.
On Friday. Let's go with Friday.
Hang on. You're messing up my whole thing. I had this all planned out, and you're jumping. You're like, look at the things that I'm doing. Okay, I get it, Shane. Okay, Shane actually fell over, and his trousers fell down, and light just beamed from his backside, and and there was a blind man stood behind him, and the light hit the blind man, and he cured the blindness, and the man can walk again. Okay. So I'm just a big shout out to Shane and his X-Men. Do you know Shane's X-Men superpower is making people answer emails and pick up a phone, right? And I'm telling you, I even made that joke to BJ, right?
Did you really?
And she was like, do you know what? It's funny. I answered his call the other day, and I was like, why did I pick this up? She was like, I was really, really busy, and for some reason I was compelled to answer his call. And I was like, yeah, he's a freak.
It's funny because she was live a few minutes ago, and I was waiting for you to come on, and she lost her audio.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, they're texting her. Her moms were texting her, so I sent her a message, and she goes, "Okay, thanks."
Yeah, nice. Yeah, BJ's great. I think BJ's doing a 24-hour or 10-hour or 12-hour stream. She needs to raise $50,000 for legal fees for some madness.
Oh wow. Yeah, I know how raising stuff is. That's for sure.
Yeah, raisins.
raising money. I know what you mean.
Okay, right. Listen. We're getting too loud.
I got your email.
We're getting too wound up for the algorithm. We need to calm down. All right. So Friday, hang on a minute. I don't have Fridays here. Hang on. Let me see. Friday is Ronnie, right?
Yeah, Rod Long.
Rod Long, that was it. So Friday, actually, there's two things on Friday. So Friday night, also as well, you can expect this to be basically what the first 10 minutes of every show is now, is just talking about stuff like this because the algorithm.
And did you mention the other part of tomorrow nights as well?
I swear to God, I have this all planned out. This is what I do for a living. Just let me do my job. Let me do my job, and I will find you. I will find you.
Oh, all right. You sound just like him.
I know. Okay. So on Friday, we've got ex-producer Rob Long going over his time with Diddy, all this kind of stuff. Again, just massive interviews. Now, on Friday as well, we've got the second part with Beverly Rhodes. The boss has actually, well, not that I'm surprised, but I asked him if I could be on the panel for this one as well, because I've got some questions for Bev that I'm very excited to ask, if I'm being honest with you.
Oh, that's cool. She's coming back. That's right.
Yeah, man. She's a cool lady. So that is Friday. We've got Beverly and we've got Rod, sorry. Then Thursday, big hitter. And Thursday, we've also got the return of the cave dudes. Lost Caves is what they're called.
Lost Minds.
Lost Minds. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. All right. Definitely not losing track of everything.
It's definitely not. It's all planned out.
It's all planned out. It's all planned out. Why is that? Oh, no, that one's not planned out because you've not put it on the dash.
No. Oh, sugar.
Yeah, that's why that's not there. Okay. So then, like I say, Thursday, we're back to Jaguar Wright and Big Homie C. I cannot wait for this. I really, really can't. Yeah, BJ's brilliant. BJ is freaking outstanding. I cannot wait to do another show with BJ. She was awesome.
And I apologize, but the reason why it's not on the dash, I misunderstood you when you said you got things on the dash. I thought you included that this morning. That you were just talking about.
Yeah, no, I hadn't done the thumbnail. I hadn't done the thumbnail at that point, or I would have put it up for you, bro.
That's okay. That's cool. I'll go back to you. I didn't think you.
What I can do though is I can. Oh no, I can't because the hard drive's through there. Oh no, I can because I've got WhatsApp here. Okay, like guys, this is some primo television right now that you're watching. Please like and share. Okay, this is the primo conversation that everyone tunes in for the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, you're watching what we go through daily.
Yeah, I can show you. I can show you a rough screenshot of the thumbnail for the Mind Guys. There we go.
Yeah, this is that was so cool.
Screenshot of a screenshot. Yeah, it's the only time of year you'll ever see me use a clickbaity image like a zombie coming out of a cave is on Halloween. Okay,
I get to me how difficult thumbnails are and how easy you make it look.
Oh yeah, but you got to remember, like I've got the only thing I changed on this was the 3 images and the text. Everything else is in a Photoshop file.
No, I know. I'm
you see what I mean?
Being sarcastic.
No. Well, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it because it's.
Remember when I thought how easy it was? Until I tried
so
to do it
funny.
one day and
it's so funny. Shane in a grumpy mood left me a message when he goes, "Listen, man, I don't know why you're not made this thumbnail or whatever. It's like it's super easy. I'm just going to do it myself." And then about half an hour later, he's like, "Oh my god, this is difficult." It's like, yeah, it's an art. You'll get there, my guy. So yeah, if you guys can share and like, let's jump in to some Diddiness. So I figure what we'll start off with is this main headline, which is here. Sick list of Diddy alleged requirements for girls at these things revealed, including the important question they never were. Why? Including the important question they were never asked. Okay, Jesus. All right, let's jump into this. Everybody is there. What's your public reading and speaking like, Shane?
My public reading?
You get it like? Can you see that? Can you read that off the screen?
Yeah, I mean it's not the greatest, but I can give it a shot.
Yeah, give it a shot. Let's see how you're going. Because imagine you'll sound better than me. You sound like an 8-year-old sometimes.
No, you're a show host. I mean, this is what you do for a living. I'm reading out of a book.
Yeah,
so Shelby Combs was extremely particular about the women who attended his freak-off sex parties. The one party planner telling the Post she kept a scale in her car to ensure that no female guest weighed more than 140 pounds. We would do a weigh-in if necessary, said the organizer, who worked with Diddy in 2004 and 5 and asked to remain anonymous. And the girls had to be young and hot, so I always had a scale nearby in case I needed to make sure. The number was 140, 140 pounds, but if a girl was really tall, there was a little bit of discretion involved. At Diddy's decree, there were certain other requirements: no flab, no cellulite, no, not overly pierced or tattooed, no short hair, and the girls had to be young and hot.
I mean,
so, yeah, sounds like criteria for every male and hot boy.
I would like to be excluded from that narrative. Okay, ladies, listen, I'm 100% excluded from that narrative. You are all shamazing. Okay, shamazing. Yeah, I mean, that's a bit okay. All right, let me just check something here. Let's just put that there, and then get past that image. Okay. Hang on, and then oh no, we definitely can't show that. What is New York Post doing? Is he just trying to get YouTubers cancelled? Like, okay, we can look at this little bit here. There you go. Okay, even the dress code was strict. No pants, no jeans, no flat shoes. Every girl had to wear party dress, preferably very short, just enough to cover her butt cheeks, no longer than mid-length, cleavage showing, and every single one of them had to be wearing stilettos. That one, there was no exception. High stilettos. One thing the organizers asked, the source said, was the girls' ages. Now, give me 1 second. Let me just get you an image to look at, because I'm telling you, this is some landmine imagery for YouTube here. There you go. You can stare at that goofy looking face. Okay. If it was don't ask, don't tell at the time, I was really young myself. Oh shit. So this is about the age. Oh, it was don't ask, don't tell at the time about the girls' ages. I was really young myself, and honestly, I thought we weren't asking their age because of drinking laws, the source said. I never stayed around for the freak-offs, but I had no idea these girls were expected to have S with people. A second source, a petite dancer who performed at Combs' 2005 VMA party, told the Post that she was paid $250 to dance at the mainstream event, but was told there was an extra $1,000 if she wanted Diddy's house to come to Diddy's house later for some more dancing. Let's put up this image.
Up the hat, Zorro.
Listen, man, you gotta. Okay, no, that's no. Okay. Oh my God. Like, I'm not being funny, but the images that are posted in this New York Times one are wild, right? They're not. There's nothing that we've not seen. It's just there's a lot of unblurred stuff that was blurred. I felt shady. Nothing. That she was noting that she was just 20 at the time. So I didn't go, but other girls did, and then really wouldn't talk about what happened there. The Post viewed more than 24 videos of Diddy's parties, which appeared to be footage of Diddy freak-off parties that were tied to mainstream events such as MTV Music Awards and the Super Bowl. In the videos, women who fit the description can be seen having sex with men, Combs seemingly watching in the background. Damn!
That's crazy.
Well, I mean, that is the MO again, right? It's this getting a woman and then getting countless male people to come in and, do stuff while he's just standing in the corner. Like,
it's like he's the purveyor of all and is watching over his land.
It's like, well, here's the thing. Think about it from this point of view, right? Think about it from a managing director observing his investments, right? Because I think he's watching to make sure he gets everything he needs on camera. Do you see what I'm saying?
Too.
So it's almost like, the arrows are going up, so everything's good. And what makes the arrows go up is the blackmail and control factor, in my humble opinion, right?
That's you're right. I mean, some of the people I've been speaking to this week that have inside knowledge and relationships with, or have had relationships with Diddy allegedly, say that he's very smart, he's very manipulative, and
I mean, if
knows
what you were
his way
told,
around certain
if what
situations.
you've been shown and what you've been told is true, 100% you're on a list of, like, if you say too much, you're going to get hit by a car. 100%. 100%.
Yeah, that's all I need now.
Like, no, I mean, but on a serious note, like that one thing about that one person and that other person that what you said wasn't blurred and that thing was happening,
Right.
like, you don't get a speeding ticket because I've got a funny feeling you're going to go to jail for about 9 or 10 years for no reason other than going a mile over the speed limit. I'm just saying. Oh, also, I should probably say it was nothing to do with anything illegal with regards to age of consent. It was celebrity stuff, just to be clear. Just to be clear. All right. In one video, it appears that Diddy himself took part in the action, holding the camera from his point of view while he appears to engage in sex with a woman. The alleged behavior is consistent with similar allegations made earlier in the month. One lawsuit, a woman alleges that Diddy and a female celebrity arred her when she was just 13 following the 2000 VMAs Radio Music City Hall in New York, at the Radio City Music Hall in New York. Also, Texas-based lawyer Tony Busby, big shout out to Busby. Busby has a tank, mate. That's all I'm saying. Big shout out to Mac. Mac, we were just talking about you. When are you streaming your haunted house? Let us know, because
yeah, I want to see that. Dude, that's cool. Did he take you through that yet?
No, but no, I want to see it. I want to see it.
It's amazing. Mac is. If anybody's in his area, and I can't say his address unless he tells me to.
Yeah,
but
no.
Anybody's in that area. Oh, it's amazing.
Well, listen, what I'd like to do is, because it's going to be like 1 a.m. on this channel, right?
Right.
At the time he's doing it. So there's, probably tonight. Rain here on Halloween. Okay, sweet. All right. Well, then let's see when I'm awake, because I want to watch that at least watch that. So I tell you what, Shane, do you want to sort us out a Discord link and fire a wee Discord link off? And just while we're off the topic here, anyone who's a channel member of the Sean Atwood channel, I am about to revamp the whole system. New badges, new emojis, new things that you get for your money. And I would like to start up a community night once a month with everybody. Nothing horrific, nothing, no like horror stuff. Just once a month, we all get together for maybe like an hour and a half. We do some silly stuff and we all have a good time together, because that's kind of what having a community is. But no, I know a lot of you, the hardcore, we're here for the podcast, we're here for the info people, may not be interested in that. So there will be other things that will be appealing to the membership. But really, it's about giving you guys a little more. Okay, let's go. So, Texas-based Lord revealed a fresh wave of accusers, including one who was just 9 at the time, who were planning to sue embattled music mogul for alleged essay and exploitation. Combs has repeatedly denied the wrongdoing. His attorney denied the latest allegations in a statement in court. The truth will prevail, Mr. Combs will never essay anyone, adult or minor, man or woman. Oh, his attorney says that he denies it, that he never did any of that. Sorry, that was just a Freudian slip. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to pin that on Diddy. We know yes, fair trial, right? Fair trial. Do you know what though? I might. There's got to be a bookie somewhere with like 1,000,000 to 1 odds that Diddy clears his name and comes out of this scot-free. Because if there is, I'm putting $10 down. Okay, you get 1,000,000 to 1 odds on anything, you put $10 down. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Regardless of how unlikely it seems.
$10 is $10, but it might get you.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying.
We're still working on the boat. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, oh man, listen, don't get me started on the daydreamings about yachts that I have. Federal officials, do you know what? It's not even yachts. If anyone's ever seen Fear the Walking Dead, the millionaire self-sufficient water desalinating yacht, that's the one. That's the only one I want. Federal officials raided, it has solar powers, man. Do you know what I'm saying? So anyway, officials raided 2 of Diddy's homes. I need to get all of this out before Thursday when I have to go and do the big boy panel again. Do you know what I'm saying? I need to get all of the intrusive thoughts out before then. Okay, baby oil with and then a statement. The U.S. Attorney's Office alleged that the S parties were always consensual. Yeah, of course, yeah.
Right.
Totally, man. Definitely nothing suspicious about this man whatsoever. His alleged essay with women included forcing them to engage in frequent days-long essay activity with male gentlemen of the evening, and some who were transported over state lines, according to charges against him. These freak-offs were elaborate S parties that he arranged direct and often electronically recorded, the documents alleged. To ensure participation in the freak-offs, Combs used violence, intimidation, and leverage of his power over victims, the power obtained through obtaining and distributing narcotics to them, exploiting his financial support to them, and threatening to cut off the same, and controlling their careers, authorities alleged. It is unclear whether or not the videos that the post was. It is unclear whether the videos that the post has viewed are part of the Fed's case. Diddy has been charged with racketeering, conspiracy, transportation, transportation to engage in paid illicitness. In addition to the charges, he faces a myriad of civil suits from alleged victims. He's pled not guilty to the parties, and he says they're consensual, and his attorney did not return the post calls for comment. I bet he did not. I'm telling you now, right? Like, you know that guy's phone is ringing off the hook right now. It is ringing off the hook. Can we do a little like and a share? I would really appreciate it, everybody. It really helps me out.
Well, let's just say too, and I missed part of what you were saying because my nurse was here. One of our guests, and I'll leave the name out until the show, but has had certain individuals with little badges on them have pretty much shut down any further what's the word I'm looking for, interviews after hours, so because
that's a really good point. So there's a good possible chance that when this guest comes on, he's got one opportunity to drop anything he wants to drop before he is silenced by the federales. Do you know what I'm saying? Like we are. I just want to say, Shane, you're doing such a great job. I just want to say you're doing such a great job, mate.
I appreciate that, man. Sorry, the nurse come back in again, trying to give me a cup of water.
Yeah, that's right. You got to hydrate. So it's just more of the same headlines, everybody. Just the absolute disgust around the world. So listen, here's the thing, right? So these are the sort of things that, see, if you were hiring like atmospheric models, right? And you wanted, whether it was like curvy girls or slender girls or redheaded girls or tattooed girls or whatever, you would send in a list of requirements to a company that would deal with atmospheric models, who are like, fire breathers, or, the hot girls to stand there with something at an event, right? Or guys, right? That's what it sounds like. But when you imagine someone just going around a party, it's like completely sectioning out one criteria of human being, right? Well, let's be honest. He's striving for perfection in his eyes, if you see what I mean, with regards to the guests. Not very inclusive, not very... it reeks of creepy. Do you know what I'm saying? That makes sense. That's probably a better way of putting it. It reeks of creepiness. What do you think, Shane?
Like I said, I'm sorry. I'm with my nurse again. Hang on. I'll be right
back. Yeah, that's okay. No, that's all right. Ask your nurse what she thinks of P. Diddy.
She's right here. What do you think about P. Diddy? You're on here with 2,000 people right now.
God, you got my spot. I think it's a sad situation.
Yeah, it is.
It's a sad situation. That was a very diplomatic and well put together answer, I have to say.
She treats me very good too, by the way.
Yeah, nobody can criticize that answer. That was a good one. The internet ain't coming for you after that. That's a good one.
Not too cool. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's to go back to your question, so I get back on track here. My apologies, guys.
That's okay. So I just want to say, Kaza Bear, big shout out to you again. This girl clearly just does not sleep, right? She's either doing Discord modding, doing live stream modding, or on Twitter just loading me up with stuff for the next day.
Poor thing. I like 12 o'clock. I said, I need somebody to talk to. And poor thing, she was up, and I called her and woke her up even more.
Well, look, I've just reposted a documentary about the pizza stuff, so that's now on my Twitter. If anyone wants to go and check that out, because it's too long to play here. Then we've got Luke, Diddy, and Dom. We're going to watch that one. Ashton Kutcher, we're going to see that one. That's all good. And then it's something about the former producer of the Hunger Games. I've reposted that from yesterday. These are really good watches if anyone's gets triggered and wants to go and further trigger themselves today. So before we jump into going over heavy, oh my God, big homie. I keep calling him Heavy D for some reason. I don't know why.
He's Big C, Big Homie C, not Heavy D.
Did you see my Big Homie C Halloween costume?
No.
I sent you a video of it, man. You need to go watch that video.
Oh,
Like
Lord.
for less than like $40, you can put together a Big Homie C Halloween costume. It just requires a black beanie, some Ray-Bans, a silver chain, and a black top. Nailed it. Right? You've nailed it. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
I've got a good photo. He sent me some things of his career, and you realize he's like 6'6" and like 350 pounds.
Oh yeah, yeah, I mean, these are things I would say to him over the internet from the safety of another country.
Yeah, right.
Like from the safety of another country. Okay, so just I can't tell if this is real or not, man. Like, so Balenciaga, a brand that previously faced criticism over accusations of promoting this stuff, is sparking controversy again with their latest shoes called the Reptile Trainer. I'm sorry. If you buy a pair of these trainers, you deserve whatever is coming to you. Like, like what is going on here? What?
Yeah, but look at Yeezys. Look at the ones that Kanye made. They look like a styrofoam pad on your foot.
Yeah. But they also kind of looked a bit like a sock, right? So you looked at them and you were like, actually, that looks really comfortable. In fact, when you looked at a pair of Yeezys, it was more like, how is my foot not going to slide around on top of the sole inside the shoe? Does that make sense? Whereas I'm looking at this and I'm like, for a start, I don't want to have to read instructions on how to put on a shoe or how to tie a shoe, right?
If I've got to take apart more than 3 things to put a shoe on, I'm not wearing it.
Like, I just don't get it. I just don't understand. So again, I don't know what this is real. I just had to, you know how I like busting the chops of anything fashion oriented.
I said the same thing about Crocs, and that's all I wear now is Crocs.
Yeah, if I could just do a royal show where all I'm doing is critiquing Meghan Markle's fashion, that I would be very happy with that. I'm very happy with that. Okay, here is some Pope stuff. We do like a bit of Pope stuff. I imagine this is going to be like Pope Illuminati. Let's all look at the Pope because he's up to something. But I think we can do without the Amnida Hari Shinama music.
It's a cult. It's a cult.
Yeah, they're trying to hypnotize us with their low frequency sounds. Pope kisses the hands of the Rothschild, and Kissinger. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure though that does the Pope not just kiss everyone's hands that he meets? Is that not like a pretty standard Pope thing?
Just they stopped during COVID, I think.
Do you remember how absolutely shocking looking at someone blowing out their birthday candles during COVID was? And now we're all back to YOLO world, right? Mad. But now it's just like, who cares?
I'm trying to think. There's a prince from, I don't know if it's Saudi Arabia, one of the foreign countries, and it's
one of the foreign countries. So everyone apart from America is a foreign country, you mean? So literally European anywhere.
Countries or the other part of the world, not where I'm from, but not where you're from, but the other part.
Wow.
But he's a tall, slender guy. He's like 17. He's one of the youngest princes out there that's on active throne. And he walks around and all the dignitaries try to kiss his hand. And it's funny because he got put in position during COVID, and it's funny because every time they walk up to him, he pulls his hand away. it's like psych, and they'll bend over, they'll kneel down to kiss his hand. He pulls his hand back. It's like, don't put your hand out, just wave to him or something, fist pump him. I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay, here's a look again. Diddy and Dawn. I imagine this is Donald Trump.
And focused businesswoman because working for Diddy for 6 years trained me to have to be perfect.
Working for Diddy.
Absolutely.
I love Diddy.
Don's never been wider. DT. I love Diddy.
I nizzle. He's a good friend of mine.
All right, Don, you're really not doing yourself any favors here. Let's just start that again, because this is the beginning part's the most interesting part to me.
This pre-Pizzagate.
And focused businesswoman because working for Diddy for 6 years trained me to have to be perfect.
Working for Diddy.
Absolutely.
I love Diddy.
Don's never been wider. DT. I love Diddy.
I nizzle. He's a good friend of mine. He's a good guy. Is he a good guy?
I don't want to answer that question.
Oh, wow. I think he's a good guy. I'm going to stick up for him. All right. Is he a good guy?
I don't want to answer that question.
Oh, wow. I think he's a good guy. I'm going to stick up for him. All right.
Well, that didn't turn out the way I thought it was. Like,
right, little
look at her, like he's a good guy, right? And then she's like, nah, mate, I'd rather not answer that because I don't want it to get old yellered. No, you ain't old yellering me this week, mate. Wow.
Not today.
Oh yeah, possibly. That's a good thing. From now on, we're going to say the word Nigel instead of algorithm. Okay, so Nigel, Nigel. Okay, not algorithm, Nigel. But yeah, thank you. That's probably a very good point. A very good point. Again, that was a very telling reaction. Kaz, a big shout out to you for that one. Oh, look, guys.
Miss Cat, that's it. Prince Moulay Hassan is the one I was talking about. She found it for me. Cool.
Okay, nice. Okay, here we go, guys.
My bad.
Back with our old pals, Ashton and Mila. Ashton Kutcher and Mila are considering to move to Europe. Oh, yeah, we heard about this. Yeah.
I mean, it breaks my heart even more with him because of the organization he runs for the trafficking and all of kids.
No. Don't have your heart broken.
Not
think
towards
to yourself,
him, because of him.
Thank God all of those children are now allegedly safe, because you know when you've got a business and you've got a certain percentage that you're allowed to screw everything up and still be acceptable. So for example, if you drive, if you've got 1 million planes, one plane's allowed to crash in every million and you're still, your targets are met, right? So surely we apply that to trafficked individuals or transported individuals, and if 10,000 kids come across and maybe 100 don't make it, like, still a success, right? That's the problem with these things. And he's just, the more footage I see of this man, the more the hair on my body stands up on end and starts curling back down into my body to hide. Like, it is becoming pretty bad with Ashton, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I think it is too. I think it's going to be pretty bad with all of them because, again,
pedophile.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, that was just Twitter shouting the PDF file word there.
No, it's just saying again with where I'm kind of becoming embedded and meeting different people that are expressing some of their concerns and towards other actors and singers. It's like, some of the names you're hearing are really surprising, and it's scary and shocking to think that these people that we grew up on listening to, admired and wanted to be like, not me personally, but kids and things like that are turning out to be monsters by the handfuls.
Yeah. Well, this is it, man. It just seems like there is no escaping it. I'm just playing this video just now. If you're watching on a phone, I apologize about the size of this video. Apparently, the person who edited this just had no mercy on this being played on the internet. So this is a collection of symbology within kids' cartoons and kids' material that reflects back to the symbols that were released by the FBI years ago. And obviously, a lot of this is fairly in our faces. And when children see things that they recognize, obviously, it creates a sense of safety and connection with something.
Right.
Excuse me. It's kind of crazy. Like, if I'm assuming a lot of you have gone down this rabbit hole yourselves and looked into various symbology videos and the pizza stuff and all the rest. But I have reposted this, so if you want to go and see the full version, go and do that. Oh, hello. And what I'd like to do now is jump in to Big Homie's interview with Sean. The reason for this is we've got Big Homie coming back on Thursday, and I didn't manage to watch all of this, so I'd quite like to watch through bits of it with you guys. We'll see how much of it we can get through. So put a 1 in the side chat if you've seen this, put a 2 in the side chat if you haven't. And I'm looking forward to diving into this.
He's a big cuddly guy, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely.
I told you that last night. He's like, dude, you're not even funny.
He looks like he's got the
like,
strength.
you know how big I am? I said, look, dude, I'm 6'2" and 375. He went, okay, you're not no little man, are you?
Yeah. Like how tall of a man do you think he could pick up by both of his arms and then just pull both of the guy's arms off? Like how small a person? I mean, I reckon maybe like under 5 feet, and every time big homie's pulling them off, no problem.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I'll show you one of the pictures he sent after he was fighting with 3 guys at a defending one of his clients. With the blood all over him, and he's got some arms on him. I wouldn't mess with him.
You know, out there though, there's one elite level, highly paid security guard that's like 4'8", and he's just so badass, right? That he's the only one though. He's the only tiny security guard. Do you know what I'm saying? But he's top tier.
You got to look up Floyd Mayweather. It's funny seeing him because he's only 5'4", and all of his bodyguards are like 6'10".
Yeah.
So when they walk through a crowd, you can't see him. You just see all this little head and all these guys.
Well, here, there's testament though, because I mean, the guy has won a couple of boxing matches. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, just a few.
Just a couple. All right, let's jump into this. I think a few of you have seen this. I think a few of you haven't. I'll be stopping along the way and reacting, and we'll see what we get through, because I'm excited. And again, big shout out to Shane for once again facilitating the impossible. Here we go.
Stop that.
Been in the news here in the UK recently as well. He was in the Daily Mail. They were quoting him just yesterday, saying that he was privy to the claims of Jamie Foxx, the poisoning rumor, the pneumonia. So we will get to that as well. So his Instagram link is in the description box below this video. If you want to contact him, if you want to follow him, if you want to support his work, go down there. He's in huge demand, as you can imagine, with all this kicking off. And we are live, so viewers, please get your questions in the chat, and we will put them to him. But before we start with the Diddy stuff, could you just give a little bit about your background? What got you into this line of work? I know you was head of security at one of Diddy's clubs as well, or one of his events.
Right. So I played pro football originally. I retired from football and started a security business. So once I began my security business, I knew a lot of celebrities and athletes. So it really just went hand in hand. So the way I encountered Mr. Combs was I was head of security at a nightclub in Chicago called The Vibe on Kingsbury Street. And whenever celebrities would come through any venue, the ownership and the general manager, shout out Joey Bartanian and PJ Khan, they would assign me to whoever the talent was to keep them safe while they were in town. So what transpired was this gentleman, Mr. Combs, had a party after the party, and I ended up having to be there with another client. And when I got there, I seen all of the waitresses were topless. I seen ladies in cages, go-go dancers. A couple people had lions on leashes walking them through the party.
I mean, up until this point, pretty standard Friday night, right?
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Fountain of drinks. And there were a plethora of sex workers there, apparently, who have been compensated to be at the party, male and female. And at a certain point in the event, even Mr. Combs himself, somebody else came and started collecting everyone's cell phone. That gave me a strange feeling. So then I discovered there was a different layer to the party where lascivious activities were starting to take place. And it was at that moment I decided I was going to remove myself and my client. And I went to go sit out into the car, but that gentleman said he wanted to attend more of the festivities. So I waited outside. Unless things got dangerous, I waited outside after I seen that people were going to start engaging in explicit sexual acts with each other.
So these lascivious activities, were they heterosexual, or did anything go?
Anything goes.
Queenie, you're going to hear a lot. you're going to hear a lot of words in this that you don't understand the meaning of. Okay, all right.
All right.
Okay. We're talking about some graphic madness on with Big Homie here. How are you doing, Queenie? How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Hey, side chat. Hi, is it Shane? Is that you? Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, little mama, what's up, Rasta man? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm a day. I'm on my day. I'm a day.
There we go.
There we go. Loving that.
I like when she talks Jamaican, man.
Oh yeah, she's our special Jamaican queen.
Don't make her mad though.
Yeah, no, absolutely do not. Do you know what I'm saying?
I slipped and did that once, like partially. I felt it for 3 days.
Yeah, nah, she'll grab you with her big claw hand and just pull you back. Right, anyway, listen, we're going to continue on with Big Homie. We're just at the start, Queenie, so we're doing a bit of a react and watch along.
Alrighty.
Anything wins. There's definitely homosexual activity taking place for sure.
And NDAs? Did you guys have to do NDAs or anything like that?
Yeah, so I was able to be pretty slippery when it came to that because my mom, once you sign an NDA, you're complicit in whatever takes place. And, I take my moral compass and my principles very seriously. And I know how quickly security professionals can get thrown under the bus in situations like this. So I didn't sign an NDA. When the NDA got presented to me, like I said, I'm pretty slippery when it comes to things like that. I was able to maneuver myself out. I kept my cell phone and I told my client, well, look, if it gets dangerous, I'll come inside and I'll handle business. So when my client was done, he seemed pretty satisfied. He went in with a pair of slacks on. He came out in a pair of shorts. So leave it at that.
What kind of people would attend these parties? Were they like aspiring artists? Were they execs? Were they celebs?
Well, it's going to be a mix of all.
All right, we're 5 minutes in. This guy definitely knows way more than he's saying.
All types.
Yeah, I agree.
So, that's why the week he got indicted, we've seen several CEOs step down from their positions.
And I don't mean in a he stayed in the room kind of way, in the slightest. I don't get those kind of vibes from him at all. But yeah, let's carry on. Also, as well, I would probably be the exact same if I was Diddy's former freaking security guard. And, he knows for a fact that if anyone was to sort of try and pull any media from parties where he's in it, I guarantee you'll see him leaving every time or standing exactly as he's saying. Like, I don't get that he's being dishonest with what he's saying, but I feel like he's being very, and saying that, of course, he's going to be very careful with what he's saying, 100%. And that doesn't mean
he's gonna be testifying, Ron, so he can't say so much.
There you go.
That's what I think.
I don't get deception vibes. I get just there's more to this than he's saying vibes, if that makes sense. Very cool.
And even he and I just talking last night on a off the record type. And again, I know in the Queenie's right, they still have to be careful who they speak to, especially strangers. But he and I were just talking. We talked football and just about the show, different plans and stuff like that. And you can typically tell a deceptive person, tones and things like that. Yeah. And I just felt straight honesty from him, and just like he would be the kind of person you hang out with and you could trust your life with.
I get that too, Billy. I've done my research. This is just standard for this man. Okay, like if you see him without his glasses, that's when you want to be asking questions. Like this is standard for this man. He is. It's just part of the attire, I think. So, but I'm not saying you're wrong at all. I'm just not saying it's not like this was the one interview where he threw on the glasses, if that makes sense. But yeah,
you and I read that same message at the same time, Ron.
Yeah, I was reading it too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So yeah. That, you know, it's so funny. I used to wear round blue mirrored glasses, and it was great because I always looked like I was looking at the camera, even if my eyes were looking at a button to press or at the side chat. So no one cares. Let's get back to this.
And the reason I don't really agree with how these people operate is because you know, they'll promise a young intern opportunity, the thought of being a big star, a big record producer, in exchange for giving up your anus, I should say. Even if you're, I realize that they're enticed by the thought of a straight person crossing over into their world. If you get my drift.
And do you think that that extended to people like Justin Bieber and Usher?
Usher.
I'm sorry. What did the boss of this whole operation just refer to as Usher as? Usher.
Usher.
Oh man, he is not. Do not let him get away with that. Do not let Sean. If you're watching right now, oh man,
I told him I was live
funny.
he might be.
So what we're going to do? Just bring out hoodies with OOSHA on them. Usher. Yeah. We've got one in the side chat if you want an Usher hoodie or mug. What a legend! This 900,000 subscribers right there. Usher.
For sure, definitely. Yeah, I'm privy to some information about Mr. Bieber, but I don't. People have to pay a little bit more money if they want me to talk about that. Yeah.
I hear you.
And the man Usher spends $20,000 a month on flowers for himself. So,
oh God,
keep that in mind.
Wow. So one of the viewers is asking to get in. Is there like a secret password to get in one of these parties? What's the requirement? The entrance requirement?
So basically, what I saw was there's more of a back room, and throughout the party, they have people who feel out the crowd to see who may be interested to enter into that back room. Because Mr. Combs himself is a very touchy-feely gentleman. So people who don't mind him being touchy-feely with him, he usually grabs by the hand and tries to walk back into the other section of the party. Yeah.
We've heard allegations, for example, in Busby's lawsuits, that a requirement to get in was you have an alcoholic drink, but the drinks were laced. Was there any authenticity to that allegation?
So I will say this. I was doing security for a woman who was a Ford model, and her drink was tainted. I didn't appreciate that. I ended up attacking a gentleman and another person over this at the party, at a different party, not the same one. I ended up attacking two guys over this, which caused me some problems over several years. You feel me? Over a 6-year period, I ended up testing positive for cyanide on 3 occasions.
What? I'm sorry. Can we side chat? How do you? Does anyone know how many people in your lifetime have accidentally become into contact? What the hell did he just say it was?
Cyanide.
Which caused
cyanide. To be very honest with you, cyanide is a natural thing. When you're doing home economics, you get taught about chemical and elements that you find in fruits, and the seed of an apple is.
Yeah, no, I'm with you 100%. Right. So in your entire adult life, how many people do you know have come into contact with cyanide based off of your knowledge that we all knew at school, and how many things can contain it? Because I've managed to go almost 44 years and never heard anyone come into contact with cyanide, even though I know what you're referring to. So
well, no one.
That's mad. Right, hang on. Cyanide through skin. Hang on, let's just check this. 1 second, everybody. Sorry, you're dealing with the intrusive thoughts here. Cyanide poisoning that results in exposure to any number of forms. Early symptoms include headache, Okay. Sort of through the skin.
Apricot seeds are good for cancer.
Okay. So This guy has come into contact 3 times with cyanide during his employment with Diddy. I'm sorry, but from a data point of view, we have to assume then that the cyanide has something to do with his employment there. 3 times.
Over several years, you feel me? Over a 6-year period, I ended up testing positive for cyanide on 3 occasions. I had pneumonia 3 times. So why am I getting pneumonia 3 times? Why am I testing positive for cyanide? Because when I first started speaking out about this, it's like 2014, where there were no podcasts, YouTube and all that. None of this really existed. So, and it almost got me blackballed in the industry when I first started speaking out about this. So, yeah.
Well, this ties into what you're being quoted here in the UK in the news about Jamie Foxx. So it's based on your own experience of this pneumonia. You know, we've all read Kim Porter's book by now. She's talking about her boyfriend's got it and she's next, and you had it. How prevalent was this then?
Well, I never read Kim Porter's book. The reason I found out about this is because I was involved in a shootout in 2018 protecting someone. I ended up getting arrested. I get arrested. Now, when they arrest you here, they make you walk through a machine and x-rays your body, make sure you're not trafficking contraband. So one of the correctional officers says, "Big guy, come here, I want to show you something." I walk over, he says, "Look at this, man. You've only got 1 lung, basically." He said, "You ever had pneumonia before or something like that?" I said, "Yeah, I had pneumonia 3 times. He was like, "Wow." He said, "Man, you probably want to get that checked out." So then, you know, I had got a toxicology report, and I definitely had cyanide in my system.
What?
All right, I agree with Uncle Sean there. What? Like, listen, do you know how much? Do you know how, like, you hear people in the news where, like, a toddler's got into, like, their addict's parents' supply of stuff and bad things happen, right? Like, do you know how oblivious you would need to be to come into contact with cyanide 3 times? You would have to be completely unaware of its existence because you wouldn't be messing around with that, right? If Homie was told, "Oh, by the way, seeing that's the cyanide room over there, you probably want to stay away from there," can't imagine he would have ever have got it. But can you now just put into perspective how insane these parties must have been with the narcotics and the substances? Because if you can just come into contact with cyanide 3 times in the 6-year period, how much freaking cyanide was there? Do you know what I mean? It's back to the point of, if Diddy had time to clear everything out, what have you got rid of that leaving 1,000 bottles of lube is a good option? Do you see what I'm saying? It's like all the stuff that we're focusing on as being the worst stuff that we can imagine. The bottles of lube, the parties, all this stuff. I'm telling you, this is the stuff they're willing to tell us about because the real other stuff is real messed up. That's the vibes I'm getting now, man. We are getting spoon-fed the lesser of the evils, and we're talking about our essay. We're talking about falsely intoxicating with people and abusing them, and that's the okay stuff to, like, get out there. I'm triggered. Let's continue.
Yeah.
This is like James. It's like James Bond stuff.
Yeah. You know, working in the upper echelon of society as an executive protection agent, as a bodyguard, anybody involved in close protection, you know these type of risks exist. And, you know, I'm a person who people would call when there were exigent circumstances. So, you know, I was familiar with these type of things. I just did not know that cyanide, once it metabolizes in your body, turns into pneumonia. So once that was found out, I've kind of been a little bit of a crusade here to spread awareness.
So that's like a conspiracy to murder you.
There's definitely a conspiracy taking place because News Nation reached out to me to come and speak about Mr. Combs, right? They kept trying to make it seem like I worked directly for him, but I never did. And I'm talking to them about that. All right. So then, you know, they pretty much refused to compensate me for my time, et cetera, et cetera. So they asked me a few more questions. I answered the questions, and I pretty much turned down the live interview on that platform. Now, I informed them that I was witness to seeing Mr. Combs, Ray J, and a gentleman named F. Gary Gray together in Vegas under some very strange circumstances, correct? And when I turned down the interview,
What happened? You look concerned.
Ron, what's wrong?
Wait. Oh, is the sound gone?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
sorry. Apologies. Apologies.
There's definitely a conspiracy taking place. Because,
sorry.
News Nation reached out to me to come and speak
I put it back a little bit.
Right?
Now you have an echo.
They kept trying to make it seem like I worked directly for him, but I never did. And I'm talking to them about that. All right. So then, you know, they pretty much refused to compensate me for my time, et cetera, et cetera. So they asked me a few more questions. I answered the questions, and I pretty much turned down the live interview on that platform. Now, I informed them that I was witness to seeing Mr. Combs, Ray J, and a gentleman named F. Gary Gray together in Vegas under some very strange circumstances, correct? And when I turned down the interview, I look on there and they've got Ray J on there instead of me. And Ray J is somebody who always was seen and partied with Mr. Combs. Why would you get Ray J to come up there when I already told you he's someone who could possibly be a co-conspirator? And then they got him up there on the News Nation platform, you know, trying to do damage control for Mr. Combs. So for me, that gives grounds to the possibility of conspiracy.
The viewers are asking, how do you suspect they got that into your system?
So the previous night, before I ended up getting sick, I was out with a group of trust fund kids. And our entire party was spiked that night. Like, most of them had to go to the hospital. I was sick. So once I noticed people were getting sick, I seen ladies blacking out. I went into this autopilot, got everybody to safe locations, and then I ended up taking myself to the emergency room as well. So then, you know, I got some good friends in law enforcement, and yeah, so they did a swab of my vehicle, and all of my door handles are also lit up for cyanide.
Oh my God, I can't believe what I'm hearing here, man. Wow, and you've not read Kim's book. She's saying that Diddy uses this method and her boyfriend gets wiped, and then she's terrified that he's coming for her next, and she gets sick by the end of the book.
Wow, I'm gonna have to check that out. I seen Gene Deal, her death should be reopened and investigated. I did see that, but you know, I've seen several methods to eliminate people use throughout my 16 years doing this job. I'm not surprised, but normally, you know, when dangerous people want to get rid of you, they either crash your plane or they hit you with a car. Or you have a drink somewhere, you have a heart attack, and you never wake up.
Yeah, it's more discreet in it to do a hot shot or something like that.
Just know I tested positive for cyanide, and I'll send you my toxicology report. I'll let you take a look at that.
All right, appreciate that. So, listening to your other interviews, you sound like you're the guy who stands up for women if they're put in situations. At these parties, did you see Diddy, his behavior going into the criminality that's been alleged against him when it comes to women and men?
So what I seen him doing, I seen him holding hands in a towel with two young men of European descent. Look like guys off the movie Twilight. That's how they looked. You feel me?
Yep.
I established a pretty fierce reputation for people who wanted to, abuse women in these type of environments. So guys would be very discreet how they did that. And it's been several times in several different parties, not just his, where, I've kicked a lot of ass, bro. It's a lot of guys with missing teeth and broken jaws because of me, and I've drug a lot of ladies out of places to keep them safe.
I believe him. I imagine there's been many a moment where a security camera has captured him with like women stacked up on his arms like this that are unconscious at parties, and he's kicking doors open and just taking them outside. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
like a superhero.
Like, I totally believe that if we were to sort of do our background and went and asked a bunch of people, they'd have stories to tell about the SA and RRs that had the run-in with.
Hey, I'm going to leave you, and Queenie, I got to finish up some stuff for tonight, so I'll talk to you in a few hours.
All right, brother.
All right, guys. Take care, everybody. Okay, see you, Queenie. See you, friends.
So somebody was asking in the side chat here, it was Gordon, there we go. So one of the theories, Gordon, is that Diddy gives people expensive watches as gifts, okay? And then they put on that watch and wear that watch, and that is where the alleged possible theory of the poisonings come from. Because, if you get sent a gift by somebody you think is a workmate or a friend or whatever, it seems like a plausible way of initiating that. But it's one of those things, see, from an assassination textbook point of play, it's a very, like, you're rolling the dice. Is he going to put it on? Will he re-gift it? Right? Like, there's a lot of sort of things going on there. But if you're in front of the person and you say, hey, I've got a gift for you, and you put the watch on them, right? I mean, that could be what went wrong, what happened allegedly. But that was one of the theories, Gordon, so I'm just letting you know. Let's continue. Queenie, do you want anything you want to say up until this point?
Oh, no, I'm just listening how devious these people are, and
it's all not even devious. It's how well versed they are.
How well coordinated and structured their I shouldn't say little, their operation is, and so many people are complicit in it, like literally. It's weird. I don't look at any of these people. Anyway, I'm so happy the way I am. I don't look up to people like these anyway. So they're not my.
You don't need what's the word? You don't need clarification from anyone about how awesome you are, Queenie. You resonate your own energy and aura of awesome, and we are just in your world of awesome. If I'm being honest, so let's continue.
Stop it,
listen, I sing your praise, Queenie. I'm telling you now. All right. You're one of the pure souls of this planet. Okay.
We salute you for that, brother. And you've got a question here from Claudia. Why has it taken so long for it to get to this point with Diddy? How did he get away with it, for so long?
Can you all answer that in the side chat, please? How has he gotten away with it this long? Answer in the side chat whilst we're watching this, please. Side chat.
Because he had help. He had help. A lot of other people was helping him out and keeping him safe. So, yeah. He's not the only person. We just seen the guy Reeves from Abercrombie get indicted. We've seen several human trafficking rings getting foiled. Just last year in America, we had 150,000 children come across the border illegally, and they're unaccounted for. there's something going on.
It's shocking.
A trafficking ring because he had help. He had help. A lot of other people was helping him out and keeping him safe. So, yeah, he's not the only person. We just seen the guy Reeves from Abercrombie get indicted. We've seen several human trafficking rings getting foiled. You know, just last year in America, we had 150,000 children come across the border illegally, and they're unaccounted for.
But still successful though, right? Because we're within the margins of error. You know what I mean? Just 150,000, man. It's 150,000 out of what? 2-3 million. It's mad. It's mad. And Queenie, how many times have I said to you that this whole immigration thing seems to me like the largest transportation of human beings that we've all had witness to, as opposed to it being secret, if that makes sense.
And how brawling they are and brazen. They're not hidden in anymore. It's like, this is what we're doing and you can't stop us. Get over it. Like, okay, man.
You could understand the 1960s detective movie plot of the America situation where it's like, let's import some voters. Do you see what I mean? You can understand the evil villain tactic there. But the real reason to me, and I think to a lot of us, is because, if you've got 10 million people traveling and 150,000 kids go missing, that's still pretty successful. From a statistic point of view, you know what I mean? If you've got 1 million cups of coffee, how many of those cups of coffee are you going to knock over? Do you see what I mean? It's one of these percentages of accountability. So this is what I was saying earlier, Queenie. Like, every business has a margin of error. Do you know what I mean? So even a surgeon has a margin of error of how many times something can fail, even though he's done it right before suspicion arises. Do you see what I mean? So with these human transportation and immigration things, they'll have a margin of error too. And I guarantee you that margin of error is 90% minors.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Spicy.
It's sad though. And the children that they're doing these things to, no one won't even miss them because they're from places who they're not accounted for. So it's, oh my God, this is sad. Ooh.
Ron, I work on a military training base. The majority of new trainees are not American. Do you know, I almost feel a little bit better, right? I don't know why I feel a little bit better. Why do I feel a little bit better that they're joining up for the country that they've come to's army? I don't know. I feel like, am I more comfortable with that? Like, is that? I feel like if you're immigrant, if you come to our country, one of the best ways to kind of show that you, unless, I don't know, there could be something shady going on. I don't know. But interesting point. Thank you very much for sharing that with me. You sent me off on a side quest. Queenie, we're not going to trigger the side quests. We're going to go straight back to the video, unless you've got something you want to throw in there.
No, because I was gonna say, you never know. People could be sending over their people to go in certain departments and certain areas to infiltrate so they can take over later date.
It could be government funded training. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's what it is. Hey, I'm not a skeptic. I'm not the glass is half full or half empty. If it's exactly filled to 500 mil and that's half the size of the glass, you've got 500 mil of water. It's not half empty. It's not half full. Call it what it is. An exact amount of fluid in a container.
Well, the military industrial is boy, I don't know. This world is upside down, people. This world is we're living in strange time.
Big shout out, Florida native. Hope you're having a good day, mate. Right, let's continue. That's the wrong button.
It's shocking. I remember when I arrived in America in '91 and I went to the post office. It was just all.
Sadly, we can't just pin it on America. I'm sorry. It's every single country. It's just America is the biggest and shiniest one with all the lights on it and like all the mad like Hollywood stuff. So there's just more eyes on. They're more likely to be caught because of how many eyes are on them. Sadly, Monica, no country is safe from all of this. It's just America is the biggest, shiniest one, if that makes sense for you. So don't be projecting that just onto America. It completely understand your point of view, not criticizing you. It is America we're talking about, but sadly, this is just another day in the global cabal, global PDF, human transportation office. This is just another day.
Yeah.
All pictures of kids on the walls, missing kids. I was like, what is going on here?
Yes.
So
definitely don't keep an eye on Simon Cowell, because we've got Cheryl Cole, we've got Liam, Simon Cowell, and Shirt Swinger, who are all very good friends. Shirt Swinger, Pussycat Dolls. We've already seen the statement that was made by ex-Pussycat Dolls, who said she felt like she was a high-level woman of the evening for celebrities and politicians because the whole band was trafficked around and used like that. Now, if that's happening to you and you were part of a band and you are connected with Simon Cowell, and Simon Cowell puts together some of the biggest bands in the universe within the talent shows of the UK, I'm not saying it connects, but I'm saying it would be very unlikely, right, if these people were not fully aware of some things that went on, allegedly, in my opinion, with the Diddy case. I'm going to stop.
There. Got a question from a viewer saying, you mentioned other people that were helping him, and they're wondering whether Clive Davis was one of those people.
Clive Davis. Yeah, so I'm not familiar with any of those type of activities associated with that gentleman. I've heard whispers and rumors of.
He's like, Clive Davis? Who's Clive Davis? Never heard of Clive Davis. I just want to make it damn clear we ain't talking about Clive Davis. Smart man.
About him as well. But I only speak on things that I can verify as fact. I'm not going to embellish or invent information. I'm only going to speak on things that I know to be true. I'll sign an affidavit to anything that I say. So when it comes to any type of information like this, I'm only going to speak on what I know personally to be facts.
I like that about him.
The viewers are throwing a lot of names at you right now. And I take, understand what you're saying right there. We've had Jaguar Wright on a couple of times, and she was talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce. They might get in trouble due to their association with Diddy. Do you think that could play out?
No, I don't believe so. Yeah, I don't believe so. I've met Mr. Carter. I met Jay-Z several times. I met Mr. Carter. I met Beyonce. Yeah, Jay-Z is a very, very crass businessman. I've seen him snatching people's phone out their hand for trying to record his wife. You feel me? I know people who've been to his house. They've seen his daughter Blue came and opened the door for them, stuff like that. And he also, part of his security detail are some very, very, very serious men who, it'll be hard to get them to be co-conspirators and stuff like this. Like, some of those guys are patriots, and when it comes to them, you gotta be very careful because, they made Piers Morgan publicly apologize.
Yeah, I'm just getting told that a news story just broke about Diddy and a 10-year-old. So what we'll do is when Big Homie finishes, we'll cover that, and then we've got the Corey Feldman interview is going to come after we are finished with Big Homie. We've got the Corey Feldman interview coming up. All right, so you're getting asked, what was the craziest stuff you've ever seen?
Craziest stuff I ever seen was a guy that I know is a billionaire tied up and being accosted by a dominatrix.
Oh.
So what I realized is, like,
I mean, listen, on the grand scheme of things, right? A rich
dude.
dude.
Letitia, come on. Why are you not on here?
Yeah, Letitia, why are you not on here? Oh God, please, I did send you the link, right? What the heck? Shane is sending me some stuff that we've got to be careful, Shane. Like, that is like, I'm looking at a picture of two people who are very famous doing some kissing right now that shouldn't be kissing.
Why not? The people, if oh God, this is I'm just, oh my God, these things.
Okay, so I can't remember what I was coming off this to say. So let's just jump back into it. This is sort of
He was talking, basically he was trying to say Jay-Z had to apologize, make what's his name, Pierce, apologize, and like they're good peoples. He's basically putting it out there that they are good peoples. That's what he's putting it about the Carters, that they're good peoples. In my opinion, that's what I get from him. But I don't get that vibes from the Carters anyway.
Okay, so I'm just getting something confirmed for you guys about whether or not the images that I've just seen are going to be part of the live show that is coming up later on. I also want to say, I think that was a very interesting reaction to Jay-Z. I think that was
I know the reason why he did that too. I think he was very smart. He's a very smart man.
Okay.
I think he's a very smart man, Ron. You know what? We still haven't seen any. Have you guys seen any mugshot of the Diddler?
I don't know. I don't. That's a good point, actually. Has anyone got any proof of mugshots or arrests or anything like that? Let us know in the side chat.
Someone said something in the, I can't see it, but someone said they want proof that he's in prison, and that's the thing. When Trump went in, they've got when he was arrested, a mugshot came out. How comes we haven't seen any of Diddy?
Oh God, this is where it's all going to fall apart, man. We're all going to just for months, because I've got a weird feeling, man. Like I've got a weird feeling now.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Nothing's gonna fall apart. Everything's all good.
So yeah. Okay, let's jump back into this, because like that threw me off, but you've settled me a little bit there, Queenie, with just reminding me that this is the better way for him to conduct what he's saying.
Oh yeah, definitely. Listen, this man has survived cyanide. He knows what he's up against. So even if he wants to say whatever, he knows what to say. He's a clever speaker. I fully understand why he said what he said.
I'm with you. Oh, listen. All I'm saying right now is, if you've invested countless hours into this channel over the last month into Diddy, you cannot miss tonight's live with Sean. This one right here. I have just seen some things that apparently we're just putting out onto the internet tonight, and this is wild. It's wild. You're gonna, honestly, you especially, Queenie, are going to be very upset and angry.
Oh my God, I hope not.
Oh yeah, you're going to be real angry.
Oh no.
Yeah, but hey, listen, this is the way it goes.
Oh my God.
Game.
Oh my. You know, I think I know why. Is it with that football person?
No, I'm not saying nothing. All I'm saying tonight.
Okay, it's for tonight. Okay.
Yeah, tonight in 5 hours. I think it's 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. tonight, 9 p.m. UK time.
Oh my God.
Tonight.
You're scaring me now, Ron.
I when do you ever, like, I'm not being funny, but what, that's now on my phone, mate. That's now on my phone.
Get rid of it.
I can't believe what I'm looking at.
Get rid of it.
I just can't believe what I'm looking at. I just want to say, Sean Atwood and Shane and the whole Atwood team are absolutely smashing it right now. Okay, big shout out to everyone behind the scenes. Big shout out to the boss man. Big shout out to Ziggy. Big shout out to Jen. Oh god, I just missed my armrest. We are just I'm just loving the content we're putting out right now. So make sure you're there tonight 100%. Letitia, looking fabulous. How are you today?
Thank you for saying that, because I don't feel fabulous. Hello, Queenie.
Hey, love, why are you not feeling fabulous? What's wrong?
Well, I just don't have my regular makeup face on, that's all.
Oh, please, girl. We were born beautiful.
Oh.
Yeah.
Please, just look in the mirror or whatever. You're in the car and just say, I am beautiful. I don't care what anyone else say.
I hear what you're saying, Letitia. I'll keep your picture down in that tiny little square. I won't make you big. All right, I'll keep tiny. We'll keep tiny Letitia. No, I'm just kidding. Right, let's carry on. Let's carry on. Let's get going. I don't know what I'm talking about. I look like I have jaundice every day.
Like, one of the fetishes for like powerful people is being on the opposite end of that spectrum. You know, being walked on a leash like a dog, stuff like that. So once I seen that. Once I seen certain things, you know, I got further into like my religious studies, spent more time with stuff like that, and you know, just try to keep myself as real Dan as possible. You feel me?
Yeah, totally. You're getting asked about the allegations. You know, was it possible for them to use the baby oil and put substances in it and apply that and get people under the influence? Is that a method that's used at these parties?
Well, here's the thing with that. Like, so the allegations are the use of liquid GHB, right?
Yeah.
The amount of GHB is going to incapacitate you. It lowers your heart rate to the point where you seem like you're unconscious, but you're breathing lightly. You're not unconscious, but it's going to look like you are.
Oh.
1,000 bottles of baby oil were seized. If those were filled with liquid GHB, if we do the math, that's probably like what, 50 plus pounds of GHB. That would be a mandatory life sentence.
Whoa. Can I stop? Can I stop you?
Didn't see.
Yeah, of course.
Corinne, I think you totally missed what I was saying to Ron.
Yeah, I assumed that she'd misinterpreted what you said. Don't worry. I just assumed that she misinterpreted. Don't worry. Yeah, sometimes people hear things wrong or whatever. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Can you even get that much?
Say that again?
Can you even get that much, whatever liquid he's talking about? Like, that's a lot of liquid.
Do you know what money does? Money makes people so crazy they will literally hand over their children to horrible people for money, right? So trust me, money does everything. I'll tell you something else. How about this, Queen Letitia? Let's take money out of it. Let's say you're an unbuyable, you know, warrior of the light, but you've got 3 kids, and I come into your pharmacy and I say, hey, just to let you know, I know where all of your children go to school. Here's photographs of them sleeping from through their windows. Here's the amount I want every single month if you don't want something bad to happen. Like, that is how these people do. What do you think? A gangster is going to go in and go, Letitia, will you give me this? And you go, oh, no. And they go, oh, fiddlesticks, rats, almost jinkies. Do you know what? No, they're going to be like, okie dokie. And then half an hour later, they come back with another persuasive option for you. And I'm just saying, I mean, I'm not being funny. If I was a complete lunatic, gangster, horrible criminal, that's what I would do. I would use what you love against you every time. If you're not going to play ball, of course. I've seen The Sopranos. I know how this goes down.
I think this is why he says he doesn't have any family. He's not married. He stays away. So
yeah, I'm an orphan.
You know, he's putting out there. He's putting it out there. I was adopted. I don't know my family.
100%. My real favorite, everyone just left me in the woods, and I was alone in the woods, adult, and then I just became a bodyguard. I have no friends. I've had no ex-wives. Okay, nobody knows me in the bars regularly. Just I'm a lone wolf. Okay, Lone wolf.
He's a smart man. I like him.
100%,
I like
100%.
him.
I like him too.
I do too.
Yeah. Yeah, I really want to see how big an object he can crush in his hands. So that's where my intrusive thoughts are going. Do you know what I mean? That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Anyway, let's continue.
But you're breathing lightly. You're not unconscious, but it's going to look like you are. 1,000 bottles of baby oil were seized. If those were filled with liquid GHB, if we do the math, that's probably like what, 50 plus pounds of GHB. That would be a mandatory life sentence. So
oh wow!
Keep that in mind. You know, I didn't see, because you know, if somebody was to squirt a bottle of liquid GHB on your body, you're gonna fall out on the ground. You know, you're gonna be like a corpse.
Wow.
You know, you're not gonna be able to party like that. You feel me? But people could definitely have their way with you. For sure.
Wow.
You're getting asked, what do you think the motive was for the poisoning of Jamie Foxx?
Well, if someone is under suspicion that you may become a witness, people die before trials, and people get released because of it. If there's no witness testimony, and most evidence is circumstantial, your ability to beat a case is, the probability is raised tremendously higher.
No witnesses, no crime. All right, question from Nosy, and it is, given how deep and high this thing goes, what are the chances to see these elite and ever ending what they're doing?
The chances to end it are almost
impossible.
But you can make a dent. You know, make a dent in the grand scheme of things. Mr. Combs will be blessed if he's able to stay alive up until his trial in 2025.
Wow.
Epstein was a rich guy, very influential, but his client list featured people much richer than him. So, you know, all of these problems started for Combs when he went after the liquor company.
That's what they said, the liquor company.
Then you've seen him sell Revolt.
He wanted like half the profits or more than them or something like that.
Ron, remember I said that to you from the beginning before everyone starts saying that.
Remember how hard I laughed at you as soon as you said that? And look at me now.
Yes, you sure did.
Yeah, humble pie. Num 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 num. Never. Okay, she had for some reason she was the only person talking about this. Right at the very start, Queenie was like, "No, you're all wrong. Booze," and I'm like, "What? Booze? Bottles of booze?" She's like, "Yeah, spirits," and I'm like, "What? What?" She's like, "Yeah, Sirocco," and I'm like, "Right, okay." And at that point, I just turned my hearing aids off, effectively. Like, But I mean, how right are you? It's so right. It's crazy, man. Right. Let's continue going with this because I feel like we're just getting into the juicy zone now. Also, I just want to say a big thank you to everybody. Those of you who tune into our evening shows and things like this. This is a daytime show for me. It's during the day. We try and keep it a little more kind
light.
No, I wouldn't say light because it's raw. Printed PDF files in the dark web for 6 years. You ain't ever going to get it that light, okay? But you know, for people that are, you know, just we've got to balance out the dark. So let's continue on with this because this is wild. Yeah, Brenda, brilliant. Yep, that's another one. Oh my God, do you remember what was the name of that Michelle woman? Lammy. Holy shizbiz. Yeah, as a special treat, I will introduce you to my new fever dream night terror demon. Yeah, let's carry on because that is a
Revolt TV. Once he sold Revolt TV, I knew he knew that the fix was in and he's going to come under scrutiny. Because when you go after these big companies, you know, these people aren't dancing on stage. You know, and some of these companies have multiple billionaires on the board of directors for those companies. You know, most of the rich men I know are also very dangerous men. So you got to keep that in mind.
Yeah, the company you're talking about, it's Diageo. It's based here in England. They're worth £55
Very
billion,
old
which is
money.
about $70 billion. And they're almost 10% owned by BlackRock. That's
50 billion and 10% of it's owned by BlackRock. Okay. Okay.
50 billion.
the mafia.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Their name has been attached to.
You said that, you know, he might not make it to trial. Is that based on him getting Epstein because of powerful people, the risk to them? Or is it based on prison politics because he's got a certain jacket?
It's going to be because of Epstein. Because when you have a certain jacket, you're not going to be in general population. You're going to be in a situation where you're around other people who have similar cases like yours. And Epstein was Epstein. You know, he was renditioned and he's no longer alive. And that client list never came out.
Known into a verb.
The details to this current indictment are still sealed to protect influential people.
Oh.
So do you think this will, one thing or another will happen and this will never go to trial, you saying?
So if you look into the news, he's been trying to change his housing, change the jail he's at. Because the one he's at now, the chance of getting Epstein is high. There are contract killers in that jail. Mafioso gentlemen are in that jail. A lot of professional murderers are in that jail.
Wow.
He knows the risk.
We've almost got 5,000 watching live. BigHomie.cc's link is in the description box, his Instagram. Please follow him over there and support his work. If you got any more, you know, if you want to ask him anything in private, I'm sure if you hit him up over there. And if you want to ask him something right now, hang
on a second. So we've got, hang on a minute. Hang on a second. Just everyone bear with me.
You look shocked, Ron. What's wrong?
Okay. P. Diddy's net worth, 900 million. Jay-Z's net worth, 2.5 billion. Soroka and the booze company's net worth, 50 odd billion, right? See, when we talk about the hierarchy of these monsters and the alleged cabals, okay, and we look at Diddy, you know, people look at Diddy and his lifestyle to us, all the money, all the cars, the fame, the celebrity status, and then when you imagine that he's not even a billionaire, then we move up to Jay-Z, another layer of protection. And then when you start getting into the realms of 50, 60 billion worth of power, Jay-Z's a no one.
Yeah.
That's a nobody. Oh my God, let's just keep going, because like I don't know if anyone else is getting the data like freakouts that I'm getting right now, but
your questions in the chat, folks. We're live with BigHomie.cc, and he was observing things at these parties. He was standing up for women, and we've got a very unique insight here. So KP, hi Big Homie. I would like to know your thoughts on Diddy's current security bodyguard, the Mr. Fixer who bought his 13-year-old son a piece of property on the San Diego, Mexico border.
Well, I wasn't aware of that, but when things like this start to happen and you see empires crumble, people start to scramble and set up opportunities so that they can escape if they need to. Currently, right now, we pretty much have an open border with Mexico, and that location right there is close to get across the border. So where there's
See, that's interesting. I never thought about it as an escape house. I thought I went straight to the, if you wanted to bring people or children across the border, stick a house next door to it. But oh my God, could like an escape route house?
Smoke, there's fire.
You got a lot of people in the chat asking about Ali Carter, who's put videos out saying she was at the parties, I think.
I've never seen Ali Carter. She's been.
Damn right he hasn't. He's never seen her. He's never heard about her. Who's Ali Carter? Who's Ali Carter? Who's Jay-Z? You know what I'm saying? 100%.
Exactly. Oh my God. People totally miss this with him. They were like, oh, how could he say that? But they totally miss exactly what was going on.
Did you miss this little tiny nugget as well?
You know, he might not make it to trial. Is that based on him getting Epstein because of powerful people, the risk to them? Or is it based on prison politics because he's got a certain jacket?
You've gone way back, right?
Because when you have a certain jacket, current indictment are still.
One thing or another will happen, and this will never go to trial, you're saying?
So if you look into the news, he's been trying to change his house.
Now, get your questions in the chat, folks. We're live with bighomie.cc, and he was observing things at these parties. He was standing up for women. And we've got a very unique insight here. So KP, hi, big homie. I would like to know your thoughts on Diddy's current security bodyguard, the Mr. Fixer who bought his 13-year-old son a piece of property on the San Diego-Mexico border.
So what you're about to witness here is a man trying not to piss himself, burst out laughing, in my opinion. I believe that Sean has asked him a question, and we get this real, we're talking about a professional security guard, right? He is versed in maintaining his composure. And there's just this little moment, just this little tiny moment. Watch.
Hey, can you do me a quick favor?
I would like to know.
Yeah.
I'm in a jam. I need final edit of the Lost Caves thing. I don't have the thumb.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Well, you're going to have to sit here and talk for 30 seconds about something interesting then.
Something interesting. Okay. Okay. All right, guys. Miss Letitia, how are you? Miss Queenie, how are you?
Great, Shane. How are you?
Girl, I've never seen you got your hair on like the wild side today. It's just like all natural and the nails are rocking out.
I told Queenie I wasn't looking my best. She told me to look in the mirror and say I'm beautiful. So I did.
Listen, you look amazing.
You all are beautiful, probably even when you're sleeping in this with your pillow face buried in the pillow.
Oh, you are too kind, Shane. I love you.
I love you too. You guys are amazing. I tell you what, this is one trip though that I've enjoyed. Is I've known Ron for almost 5 years now, and have been with him and his community, surviving life back in the day, and met probably some of my best friends that are my best friends to this day, and coming into Sean's channel with all of his crowd and introducing getting introduced to Ray J and Lisa, all you guys, Queenie, Kaza. It's just been an amazing journey and meeting new friends there. So I wanted to tell you guys while I've got a second, thank you guys for accepting me along with this, and I hope we can all enjoy this ride while it lasts. With Sean. So
that was beautiful.
It's fun. I tell you what, I've met some, again, really just doing this job for Sean. It's been neat. It's opened me up to meeting some pretty spectacular personalities. That's for sure.
We get tax reductions when we bring people into the workforce that are they're special people. Thanks, Shane, for that. That's sent over to you now, mate. I do believe.
Okay. So, guys, enjoyed your time. I am back to work, and I'll see you guys tonight for this.
What in the bloody hell is this you've sent me?
Bye.
Oh, I've sent you some good stuff, dude. Look at his eyes. I've sent him some things that you guys will see tonight.
We're gonna have to blur some stuff. That's all I'm saying. We're gonna have to blur some things. But yeah, we'll get on.
I'll see y'all soon.
All right. So where am I? I want to be down here, and we're going to continue on with this. Anybody else got anything they want to throw in just now before we continue on? And please, also, if you're watching, can we all just take a minute to share, like and share? It just takes a minute. We've got 1,500 across all platforms. If everyone who is watching can just give us a little share across a couple of platforms, it would really help me out. Thank you very much. It's all I ask from you guys. Oh no, it's not that we're not blurring it to save you from the horrors that you're going to see. We're saving it from the TOS army coming to be like away with you channel. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, okay, let's crack on.
Your thoughts on Diddy's current security bodyguard, the Mr. Fixer who bought his 13-year-old son a piece of property on the San Diego, Mexico border?
Well.
Lara, big homie's not live just now, but we have got Big Homie and Jaguar Wright on the same panel tomorrow night for Jaguar Wright's third appearance on the Sean Atwood channel with Big Homie. So don't miss that. Don't miss tonight's stream. I'm sorry to interrupt again. I know there's some people who are screaming at the TV saying stop interrupting, Ron, but this is my job. Here we go. Let's go.
I wasn't aware of that, but when things like this start to happen and you see empires crumble, people start to scramble and set up opportunities so that they can escape if they need to. Currently, right now, we pretty much have an open border with Mexico, and that location right there is close to get across the border. So where there's smoke, there's fire.
You got a lot of people in the chat asking about Ali Carter, who's put videos out saying she was at the parties, I think.
I've never seen Ali Carter. She's been brought to my attention. I did some research into Ali Carter. Here's what I'll say about Ali Carter. First and foremost, the price of life is very cheap. And this young woman is alleging that she had a sexual encounter with Barack Obama, Joe Biden,
I don't believe
and
that.
Denzel Washington at the same time.
Oh, Letitia never fails. That's it. That's your only political thing you get to say all day, Letitia. And you, Queenie, we're not derailing. That is it. You humbly disagree. We're leaving it there, and we're moving.
Okay. Oh, I say nothing about that. I got this point when he said it straight away, so there's nothing for me to say again because when he said that, I got exactly what he meant. He's a clever man. I like him.
He's very smart. I like him.
Okay. We're just going to leave it there and then move back to the video. We've managed to get through that one political sentence without no derailing. We did it, guys.
If this were to be true, we would never have ever seen Ali Carter.
Hello?
Ali Carter would be somewhere dismembered, never to be heard from again. And I'll leave it.
So it's not true.
I'm not here or anything like that. But when you're speaking about heads of state, Ali Carter would have been disappeared years ago, for sure.
Yeah, there's an untouchable class of people, and that overlaps with exactly what you are saying. The viewers are saying that Jaggy was in the chat. Jaggy, if you've got a question, put it in the live, because I must have missed it. It's going so fast right now, it's hard for me to keep up. But repost the question, and I will put it to Big Homie. All right, so a question from SP. In your view, what is the purpose of the parties? Honey traps used by big business government for blackmail. Front men are just pawns. Yeah, obviously they facilitate these sickos' fantasies. So I think what this question is getting at is whether, these videos, whether the videoing is done, whether that's done for a blackmail honey trap situation, or is Diddy just getting his jollies off these things?
Well,
so anybody that I've ever experienced who are a purveyor of things explicit like this, they like to keep trophies. Like to relive these memories, like to keep trophies. And if you want to get someone to do something for you in an expedited amount of time, it's a lot easier to get them to do something if you can hold something over their head, like of a explicit video of them doing something they probably shouldn't be doing. It's always comes back to some sort of transaction, for sure.
It's also better to have blackmail on someone or use blackmail on someone in a way where you're using their own actions against them rather than it being putting a gun to their head or paying them off, because that level of control rides so much deeper within humans than alternative versions of coercion or forcing someone to doing something, because it's their actions that they're the one. It's dark. It's dark.
One day, someday, we're on the same page, okay? Just know that.
So, in your industry, then, as you're getting, higher up and seeing exactly how this goes down,
right?
Is it changing? Was it changing your worldview to see how corrupt and compromised everybody is at that high end?
Yes, it did. It definitely changed my worldview. It definitely altered my opinion and how I felt about a lot of people and a lot of things. It definitely led to me to change who my clientele list was targeted towards. And I pretty much diverted my business to be guided towards, protecting ladies of affluence, for sure. Because it's a lot safer. And bro, I never had a problem being violent because of where I come from, living in impoverished neighborhoods, gang-ridden neighborhoods. So I learned early that I had to have violence in my toolbox in order to survive and keep my family safe. So when you start getting into this world and you start seeing things, it's like, I never harmed anyone who didn't deserve it. So it can make you infuriated to know that people you looked up to and respected partook in these type of activities. Now, it only becomes a problem when you're forcing things on people and you're tricking people into doing things, and then you're extorting people with this information and stuff like that. So, yeah, it let me down, but it also inspired me to try to make change.
What got you to that point where you just start thinking, this is all BS? Because here in the UK, the rap influenced so many young people. These guys portraying themselves to be badasses, macho men. They got all these women. They're shooting cops and dealing and all this stuff. But behind the scenes, from what you've said, they've got these Caligula activities with men, women, anything's going, and all that kind of stuff. And the reputations that they're portraying to the public are fake.
Yeah, it's all smoke and mirrors. It's all smoke and mirrors. Like, I met very few people in the entertainment industry, especially like live performers, who really were who they portrayed themselves to be. For sure. Definitely.
Would you say that a lot of these elites have a proclivity for these heinous activities with minors?
Yes. Because a lot easier to manipulate and disappear a minor than someone like yourself or myself.
Right. So, Queenie, going by the way this man speaks and how he's been very reserved with a lot of things, that was quite a definitive answer. It was a broad answer, which is a safe answer because it's a broad answer, right?
Yeah.
But I'm assuming you've taken away from that what I've taken away from that when he said that, because, and Letitia, I'm sure you have too, but that was very definitive.
As he said, things that he's seen, he can definitely speak on, but things
Right.
that he's heard, he's speculating as well. So he has to be very cautious in
Of
how he
course.
puts certain stuff about. So he's a clever dude. I like him. I really like him.
Better too. He just
Yeah.
keeps it real. You know, he's not making up things and, you know, conspiracy theories. He's just
The
telling the
word
truth.
conspiracy
Just tell
theory
the truth.
was
Just tell
the
the truth.
word conspiracy theory is telling the truth, but people don't want to believe it. So
Telling the truth.
we need to get that concept out of our mind like it's something wrong we're doing, because that's the way they put it out there for us to think that, oh, we're crazy. We're not. They want us to think that it was used to intimidate and shaming people, and we need to let them be ashamed of their nasty life and what they're doing, and we are standing up for what
Yeah.
is good and right and justice, and we shouldn't let them shame us into silence.
Yeah,
Right.
100%. I also want to say as well, I fully believe that if this man walked into a room and seen a child being abused, do you remember when the Hulk picked up Loki and just started smashing him off the floor by his ankles? Like that's what I imagine would happen in that room to whoever's doing that to that child. But again, I'm just going off what this guy's saying here. I'm 100% on board with pretty much everything he said. So
Me too.
I don't think when we say he doesn't want to incriminate himself, I don't believe that applies to the children, because I don't think he would have witnessed anything like that and then came out to talk about anything. Does that make sense?
Yes,
I
yes,
could
yes,
be wrong.
definitely,
I could be wrong.
definitely.
I don't think I am.
To be very honest with you, I think maybe, okay, this is just me speculating here. I don't know anything. It's just my crazy brain.
Mhm.
I think he's gonna show at one of the end where he's got like a few teeth missing or whatever, and possibly why they wanted to take him out with the cyanide. He may have seen certain things and he may
Yeah.
have beaten down few people because he said it,
Yeah.
and they didn't take likely to that. So they're like, okay, then Big O, means this the way you want to go down?
Yeah. I
We've
mean,
got to
let's.
get rid of you.
I'm not
So
saying.
we
Also, as
we yeah.
sorry. Also, as well, Kareem, you never know what he's got on an old mobile phone from years ago that's keeping him alive too. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
You just never know.
Well,
Yeah, you're right on.
it's not that it's not, well, they've been trying to take him out, so
Yeah.
he's probably being more cautious now in every where he step. His movements are totally different now. Hence why he's letting everyone know he's an orphan. He
Yeah.
was given away at birth.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Agent Orange as well. I wasn't criticizing or saying you were wrong. I was just saying when it comes to the doesn't want to incriminate himself. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would say I would have ever imagined him witness something like that without. And also as well, if he turns up with missing teeth, I would hate to see the other guy. That's all I'm saying. Like, that's all I'm saying. Right, let's continue.
So you gotta keep that in mind.
Question from Paula is whether any royalty attended any of these parties.
Yeah, now that right there, I'm not privy to at all. Yeah, I can't confirm or deny that.
Well,
Massive. Did you see that? Did you see that gulp there? I don't think I've seen this man gulp in this entire interview. He just went through every single Dubaian prince and member of the royal family that he has borne witness to, and then he had a slight moment of panic. Watch this.
I'm not privy to at all. Yeah, I can't confirm or deny that.
Well, we can read between the lines on that one. Yeah, so the question from Jaguar, right, is if you guys can have a line of communication, if you guys can.
Basically, I'm going to. What I think the answer to that question is yes. All of them were there. All right, that's what I'm going to take from that. Allegedly.
Reach out to each other at some point.
Yes, absolutely. So There's a gentleman by the name of Cam Capone who has a pretty big platform here. He sent me a contact for Miss Jaguar Wright, and I will reach out right after this interview for sure.
Yeah, fantastic. I can speak to Jaguar as well and sort that out for you as well at my end if you want. So that's where I've been watching your interviews was Capone's channel. He's doing fantastic work.
Yes, sir.
So the other big names that the viewers want your thoughts on are Tupac. You know, the allegations that Diddy might have been in a conspiracy to get him snuffed out.
Yeah, so there's a gentleman by the name of Keefe D, who is currently right now in a Las Vegas jail for the murder of Tupac. He states that he was offered $1 million to unalive that gentleman. But at the end of the day, I'll say this. In this country, African-American men usually kill their greats. They usually destroy the great people in their culture. And at the end of the day, Tupac was a victim of gang violence.
Mm.
He immersed himself in gang culture. He took initiative to put hands and feet on an active gang member who was a documented murderer, and he paid the price.
What are your thoughts on Biggie? They're asking as well.
Biggie is also a person who, same situation, really. You know, when these things first happened, you know, the conspiracy theorists said it was the government and military. It's never going to be that. We kill our own, and that's what happened. They were immersed in a gang war, pretty much, label against label, coast to coast, and they're victims. The same thing takes place today, currently, right now. It's the same thing.
All right, we've got over 5,000 watching live right now across all platforms. So support bighomie.cc at his Instagram. Link is in the description box.
I respond to all DMs and I answer all questions. So hit me on Instagram,
Wow.
bighomie.cc.
Another huge part of the Diddy story is the shootout at the nightclub with Shine. Do you have any theory as to what actually went down that night?
Shine Barrow has always proclaimed his innocence. He said that Diddy ruined his life. Once he was released, he was paid $1 million. He had an album get released, and he went into politics. So once he came home, he received $1 million payment, was able to put out an album, and he took that money and went into his political career. That should answer everything. There's a woman right now who's been going viral who claimed that she's been saying it for years that Sean Combs was the one who fired the weapon and shot her. Shine was made to be the fall guy.
Wow.
He did time in prison over it. And recently he's been in headlines saying that Mr. Combs is someone who ruined his life.
Wow.
Wow. Get your questions in for Big Homie, please, folks. So is that a case of, in America, you can get whatever justice you can afford?
For the most part.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. All about who you know. Who you know and what you can.
So, Sega Frog, homie, did you ever feel demonic energy when you were in the vicinity of these people and their activities?
Queenie, just to freak you out there, as soon as he said demonic, right, our viewership went up to 1,666, and it's just done it again just after I said demonic. So I'm just letting you know. Okay, I'm just letting you know, mate. You said demonic, and we've got 666 on the screen. I'm just letting you know. We're carrying on.
Wouldn't say demonic, but I would say I did see things that made me uneasy, kind of disgusted me. You know, I always really look down on a lot of these people. I always look down on a lot of these people after I discovered what I discovered. And it was just like, this type of activity will be beneath me. But I see a lot of people are enamored by the thought of being a big celebrity. So,
a lot of these things Have you ever seen anything demonic or felt a bad energy? I've witnessed a lot of things that I felt were beneath me. What does that mean? That was an interesting
Man
answer.
speaking in
I
parables.
think he was saying that the people were beneath him, not the people that were being abused, but the people that were doing it.
No, 100%. But he said that what they were doing was beneath him. What these people were doing were beneath me. That was an interesting set of words there.
Very.
Also, apologies that you've all got to deal with my ADHD, and I keep pausing it. I'm so sorry.
Labeling it demonic, I wouldn't go as I wouldn't personally label it that. You feel me? Because like spiritually, I didn't feel as if like I just felt like this was just the work of men. You know, I didn't think this was like any type of divine or stuff on that level. You feel me? I wouldn't take it that far because
he sees them as degenerates.
If there needed to be blood shed, all of these people could bleed. You know, trying to defeat a demon, you gotta have an exorcism or something like that.
So there was recently a phone call that was allegedly leaked. We don't know if it's authentic or not, but it did get a lot of interest. The phone call in the jail with Diddy and his son. And you're getting asked if you think the call was legit and what was your interpretation of it. You know, they were talking about stuff like getting rid of pizza boxes.
Yeah, I believe that's an AI situation. Because they're trying to connect the whole theory that Obama with the Pizza Gate and all of that type of stuff. Like that's gonna be AI for sure. That's not gonna get out like that.
There it is, right there.
Stuff like that.
Well, see, I agree, but I think it's smarter for Diddy to write something down and then have an AI version of it put out because he's in a freaking federal prison. And like if he's overheard saying anything like that, the FBI are just going to pull up, you know, what their evidence are for these code words. And I genuinely believe that the words like pizza and things like that are no longer used by the PDF files. Why would they now that everyone knows about it? But if you wanted to use words and then name someone like Jay-Z in a message, it sends a message because you're sending it in a way the public understands the secret code, and you're doing it in a way that covers your own arse because you're not leaking a phone call. Personally, if I was Diddy, I would have went the AI road, and I would have done it that way because it's a hell of a better idea than saying all of these things and then putting them out. So that's my take on the AI side and all the rest of it. So yeah, carrying on.
You're getting asked about any knowledge of tunnels because there's been theories about Diddy having tunnels and stuff going on in tunnels.
Yeah, he had a tunnel. Most wealthy people have a tunnel, an escape tunnel in their house, a panic room, and if they have a boat, if they have a waterfront property, there's usually a tunnel in the blueprints that they can go from inside the house to a grotto or a boat for sure. That's common.
Question from Keisha. Do you think Jamie Foxx is trying to save face by denying allegations?
He haven't denied anything. He hasn't denied.
That's true.
Question
He
from
hasn't.
Shell. What does Homie think about Ray J's link with Whitney Houston?
I'll say this. Whitney Houston did a lot of cocaine, crack cocaine. You don't fall asleep in a bathtub off crack cocaine. You're going to be up all night. So some suspicions about people in Hollywood dying in tubs. So I'll say that.
Has Big Homie ever been in any of the tunnels for the clients' tunnels?
Yeah, if someone would have been shot or killed trying to pull me into a tunnel, so we'll leave that like that. Yeah.
Holy schmoly! All right, Nikki, any stories on Ashton?
All right, I just want to put something out here, right? So if I'm Diddy, right, and I've got all these multi layers to my lifestyle, okay, and I need security for layers of my lifestyle, this is a great guy to hire because he ain't going to take any crap. He ain't going to be putting himself in a situation where there's R words going on or kids being abused. This is a fantastic choice for the outer ring of the Diddy party level of the Diddy party. Do you understand my analogy there? Do you know what I'm saying? So he's a great one to have publicly. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because there's guys with, he said it himself, he's pulled guys off women before, what he's done X and Y. He's a fantastic choice for the secret, to protect the public image side of Diddy. A great choice.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because I don't believe this man ever seen anything that he wouldn't have dealt with. He may have had suspicions. He may have heard things that he can deny, that he didn't know what was going on, or But I think what we're looking at here is an incredibly good bodyguard from the world that we all seen Diddy in. Does that make sense?
His moral standing wouldn't allow him to watch stuff like that.
Yeah, but is that not very clever by Diddy, though? Because this is the guy I'm wanting pulled into court.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? If I'm Diddy, do you know what I'm saying? I'm wanting a guy who's like, well, listen, if I'd seen any of that, I would have dealt with it. That's the guy I would want. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Right, me too. Yeah.
It's interesting. It's just interesting. I don't know if that's interesting to anybody else. I'm pretty sure it's not. Let's carry on.
Kucha, Demi Moore.
No stories about Ashton Kutcher or Demi Moore. I've seen them at certain events, but only in red carpet style, like not in like party settings.
Magical Womans. I'm wondering if this takedown, as well as the CEO, is part of the Epstein takedown, as would have taken a long time to arrange the evidence, warrants, etc.
Human trafficking is investigated by the same unit across the entire country. It's probably about 60, 70 individuals. So investigating all of the same type of situations. So same people investigating the same cases. So if you don't want loose ends being tied up, you got to get everybody off the street at the same time.
Yep.
Thanks for your questions, folks. Got almost 6,000 watching live. We're in the last 20 minutes with Big Homie now. So get your final questions in, please. Do you know if Puffy's kids are supporting him or know what he was involved in? I know there's the theories that they may even be indicted.
Several women have come to me complaining about one of his sons. I think his name is Christian, I think.
Oh, the oldest.
He likes to grope women without their permission and stuff like that. They're on the same footage as him. They're all guilty, if you ask me.
Guys, we already asked about Beyonce, Jay-Z, and Homie said he doesn't have inside scoops on ABC celebrities, and he doesn't want to go down those roads, but we did that at the beginning. All right, so from Agent Orange, what's protocol when these private jets arrive from overseas?
Agent Orange, that's you. You're in the show from the previous night, and you're in the side chat. You're famous, mate. You're a side chat famous.
What is the protocol? What is the protocol when private jets arrive from overseas?
Yeah, like, when they land and they got to go through security and that kind of thing.
Yeah, so there's no TSA, but there are like random checks. Certain people. Yeah, that's a pretty open-ended question right there. I mean, yeah, I don't even really understand the context of that.
I think what they're getting at, because there's a lot of other questions coming about this as well. And there was the news report about Diddy's plane. I think what they're getting at is it easy for these guys when they got private jets to smuggle things around and get away with things undetected when they're landing?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So the agreement he had with the feds was he would be able to stay on the street as long as his private jet and him were not in the same.
Yeah, just make sure you're timing people out for political stuff. You don't have to ban people. Just time them out for a couple hours if they don't take a warning. That's all. Don't worry about it. Thank you, Keza.
State. Once his jet showed up to New York, he was arrested.
So, do you think he was working with the feds at one point?
Definitely a possibility. I'll say that. Kanye West accused him of being a fed. So.
Yeah, and 50 Cent was saying it was the problems with the alcohol company that exacerbated his downfall.
Sure.
Humble. Say that again.
Thought he was bigger than the program, and it led to his downfall.
After they gave him $1 billion as well.
I've seen it happen several times.
They gave him $1 billion?
Just a cheeky billion. Just a cheeky billion. No big deal. I'm saying
Wow.
It's not like
That wasn't enough.
Like if you've got 200 billion in the bank account, and I say, do you want $1 billion? It doesn't have the same like ring to it as if you've got 50 bucks in your bank. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Like if I go home and 50 million in cash falls out my pocket down the back of the couch and it has no impact on my life, that's how rich these people are. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Wads of cash. Right, we're getting to the end of this. I'm impressed that we've made it this far in only 2 hours and 11 minutes of live stream. I'm usually way more interrupted than this. I'm doing well. Let's go.
Ego.
Absolutely. When you are used to know something you know, you used to always get in your way. It's hard to keep yourself reeled in. That's why men need wives.
Yeah, that's a good observation. Very wise. All right. Humble. Is it an assumption he could have had more than one passport to other countries?
We could pretty much guarantee that. I have multiple passports. You pretty much guarantee he's got.
Why do you think that the evidence of the guns and the baby oil and stuff was left around? Do you think that's because perhaps he was getting rid of more serious evidence and that was the last to go?
That's better.
If you're getting rid of evidence, why would you have defaced firearms?
Right.
I don't think he was getting rid of anything.
I don't either.
He was used to being protected. If you look at history, all of the violent mobsters that were killing people were informants. They were protected. Let the monsters kill each other.
Exactly. Yeah. Did you have any thoughts? You've been asked on the tragic death of Liam Payne the other week.
All I'm going to say about Liam Payne is this. Type in your Google, in any search engine, person falls from window. See that a lot.
Misinformation is asking whether these celebs have body doubles, that they could, be doing things on the body doubles. And
the only people I've seen have body doubles are heads of state and political people. You got stunt doubles and stuff for like fit, but spend millions to get someone to look exactly like you. No one's trying to assassinate these people. And, yeah, that's a little bit of that's kind of a reach, but I understand what she said, what they're saying with that. The intent of a body double is for that person to die instead of you, not to party instead of you.
What are your thoughts on the Cassie video at the hotel?
The tip of the iceberg. He paid her $30 million. Innocence does not cost that much.
No.
Jay's asking if, even though she may have been under coercion, do you think that Cassie recruited girls to freak offs?
This is where
if Cassie was a co-conspirator at any time, you will see her testifying at court. So if you see her testifying, that means she could have got indicted. So I'll leave it at that.
So you're getting asked, oh, this is a good one. What's the craziest story you've experienced as a bodyguard?
Craziest story I've experienced as a bodyguard. I got ambushed. Someone tried to murder me. I was in a pretty wild shootout, which led to this right here.
Whew. Oh, wow.
That's where he caught all the bullets in his mouth.
Yeah.
Okay, this is how badass this guy is. They unleashed fire. He was just ding, 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 catch them all as his client ran to safety. Prove him.
Yeah.
Because are you?
My line of work, like all of this type of freaky sexual stuff. That's child's play, bro. You feel me? Like I look down on this type of stuff. People call me bro, if you make a die. If you go take the trash out.
What just happened? Did that happen in the interview?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nothing suspicious about that at all.
Are you?
My line of work, like all of this type of freaky sexual stuff. That's child's play, bro. You feel me? Like I look down on this type of stuff.
Okay, so when he was asked about demonic stuff, and these people are into freaky stuff, and this is stuff he looks down on, I think we've got a link to what he looks down on. So
right.
I imagine this ties in with how he feels about R. And imagine what he talks about the freaky stuff being is, I believe that he sees everything beneath him when it's non-consensual, whether it's non-consensual or reeks of non-consensual or reeks of creepiness. I get that kind of vibe from him. So I imagine his reference earlier could have been along the same lines.
Yeah.
Allegedly. I don't know. I'm just pulling stuff on my backside.
People call me People call me.
Yeah, this kept happening at the end.
You go take the trash out without taking proper situational awareness. You don't come back inside.
See, Letitia, that was where he gave all the evidence about Biden being there, and then they just cut him off. Do you see that?
Stuff like that. Like, this is corny. Like, there's plenty of people who will come to a sex party with you willingly. Why do you have to trick people? Why do you have to oppress people? It's just cowardly activity.
That is what I just said. Okay, yes.
All of my crazy want to go to Big Homie Vlogs on YouTube. I got some crazy stuff on there.
I love figuring things out about people 5 seconds before they explain exactly what I've just said before they've said it. Like that, I love it. I love it. So yeah, we're at the end of this now. And listen, I'd never watched through that. This is the first time I'm seeing it. And I can completely agree, because I think a lot of people were saying he was very reserved. He was, very careful with his answers. And I had to see this for myself, because for me, that's either one of two things. That's either intelligence or deception a lot of the time, right? And I think you're dealing with a very clever man who has done great at his job and has insight. So, for example, if there's a dodgy manager at your work, right, and you know the closest person who works with him is, you know, somebody at the work, you're going to take what they're saying about him with a little bit more seriousness than, say, somebody who works 4 floors down, right? And I think that's what we've got in some aspects with Big Homie. But of course, we've also got the reality of him physically being at some of these events and all the rest of it. I think he's an incredible insight because he's doing it in a way that's incredibly intelligent. He's doing it in a way that's also satisfying to the viewer because we are getting some bits of information and we are getting clarification, sometimes in a broad answer aspect, but certainly in a way that I don't feel any deception from. I mean, don't get me wrong. If he takes his glasses off and his eyes are going all over the place like this, I might have other things to say, but I don't get that vibe from him at all. I think the only real scary question that he was asked was the one about the Royals, because when somebody reacts like that, you know, there's a physical reaction. You're swallowing the truth, if you will. And I'm not saying he's lying in any way. I'm just saying I think his brain just went through like thousands of consenting adult moments that involved some incredibly powerful people, and I think every single time he was at something like that where consenting adults were doing things, there's probably a lot of people that were like, you know, if this ever gets out, you know what will happen to you, right? And I think he was just replaying every one of those in his head, and that's what he was swallowing. Do you know what I'm saying? That makes sense?
Yes.
He not want to remove himself from the situation because he's not signed in no NDAs.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I say, he's a freaking absolutely incredible storyteller and speaker, and like I say, man cops bullets with his teeth. We've seen the evidence as well. I'm not saying that's what happened, but I am saying that's what happened. And it's going to be very exciting tomorrow night because I think we can all agree that Jaguar is one of these individuals where she is not scared to say things. You know, she's not scared to say things how she feels. And I think that Homie is sort of the same. And I cannot wait to see this interview. I'll be there as well on the panel, so I'm excited to be able to ask some questions.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. But that was a really, really interesting interview. It really, really was. Now, we're pushing 5 o'clock here, ladies and gentlemen. In 2 hours' time, I am live with Tess, looking at forensic psychology into the cult of fame across Diddy, Weinstein, and Schneider, diving into what we now, I think, for the first time collectively on such a wide level, can agree, right, that there is a cult of fame, all right? And if you want the fame, you got to pay the price. You know, we heard a Big Homie saying it's not, you know, it's more about who you know, sure, but we've all heard the saying, it's who you blow. And then sadly, this is resonates with this whole case, is this price
who you
have.
blow? What do you? I've never heard that.
It's all right, Queenie. You're, again, don't make me explain it on a live stream. But all I'm saying is that sort of terminology you hear as jokes around the place. And it's sickening to think, because I've been saying this since the start of this, since I heard Bieber say, you know, you can't just be like us. You can't just be famous, you know. And it resonates with that. And when Big Homie was talking about, you know, they have to give up their backsides and they have to do this, heterosexual men doing homosexual things, it's this control, all of this kind of stuff. And it's disgusting. It's disgusting. And I fully understand when he turns around and says, it's beneath me having to trick people into what people can do consensually. I completely get that, you know? And it's just...
Wow, it's another thing as well, Ron. It's because the higher echelons who are doing these things, they've got no talent.
Well, yeah, we've been over that too. The mass worship sites.
They're not talented, so they're envious. You know, they're envious.
Yeah, I'm with you. I also just need to poke some fun at Takeshi 6ix9ine for violating his parole and going back to prison. Ha 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 ha! Takeshi,
oh wow,
back to jail. So yeah, all right. Let me know what you guys think in the side chat. What about today? We're here for another few minutes yet, but just let me get some feedback from you, Letitia. How were you after that?
I thought he was very good, very intelligent man, and I enjoyed it. I like that he didn't again make up stories that he didn't know, but stuck to his facts, and it made him very credible. Can I
Yes.
say that word?
Yes, 100%. But keep in mind, now. I'm not saying in any way this may apply to anyone, but from a journalist point of view, we got sucked into an incredible storyteller, okay, and we're taking people on their words. All right. So he's very convincing with everything, and I would put a lot of stock in Jaguar and in Big Homie's point of views across the board on this topic until there's a solid reason not to. Does that make sense? These are the sort of benefit of the doubt witnesses and individuals that I'm happy to kind of roll the dice with, because their credentials, the reality of this man's life, the reality of Jaguar's life is documented and is real. So you have to assume that why would anyone want try and destroy their life and reputation just for what?
Exactly.
Do you see what I mean? There would be better way if Jaguar just wanted shock content for fame. I'm pretty sure, and she's very open about her dominatrix days. She could have just brought out a Diaries of a Dominatrix style career tell-all scenario and made millions. Okay, but this woman is on a mission, right? She is on a mission. She gives me major John Wedger vibes. Do you know what I'm saying? He's just a man sent from the higher powers to fight evil. And I get the same vibes from her, except she's mad, right? She's mad at some people and people going to get taken down.
Yeah, she is upset.
Yeah.
I also like the fact that he talked about Allie Carter and said that her story was, he's not saying that she was wrong, but he was saying that, she probably wouldn't be here if all of that went down.
Yeah.
He believes.
Well, has anyone seen Allie? Anyone seen Allie?
Yeah.
Anyone? I'm just asking because we're all talking like we've all seen her in the last 48 hours. Anyone? Anyone? I'm just asking because I'm pretty sure there's some emails being sent and no one's responding. I could be wrong, but I'm just saying I don't know. But
I think she put something on her Telegram. Let me check.
Okay. I'm just asking because I don't know. That was all. But I'm pretty sure people have been saying, "Oh, no one can get a hold of her, or she's not doing this or doing that." I don't know. I'm terrible with names, so that's why I'm asking.
On her Instagram, on her Telegram, 1 a.m. UK time, she posted a few stuff on there because I'm on her Telegram thing.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that clears it all up. So definitely, there's no chance.
Maybe she's asleep, or I don't know.
Or maybe she's tied up in a van and someone has her phone. All right, I don't know. I'm just saying. Like, when was the last time anyone has a solid confirmation? Like a solid confirmation, not a like lol. Just woke up at 2 a.m. and got scared by the night terror demon. Laugh out loud, smiley face, Z emoji. Like,
let me see. There's a
Queenie, still there?
Yes, I'm still here. I was looking at her thing.
Also, as well, Ron does no idea. Ron is genuinely asking if anyone has seen her, if we've got any social medias where she's posting like live streams that are like new. Do we have a confirmation that she is absolutely a-okay? That's all I'm asking.
Queenie just said she posted something at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, but Letitia, if I kidnap you, the first thing I'm doing is posting a bunch of crap on your socials to let everyone think you're okay. Okay.
Well, my take on Ali, I believe every single word she says. That's just my belief.
So you believe that
the reason
Obama...
and the reason why I believe her, there is this lady that's in Australia. I think that's where she's from. I don't remember her name. and she talks about all these people that her dad gave her to, and she's alive today. So there is people do escape things, and when it's not your time, it's not your time. You have to go through things to come out on the other side to try and help. So
Is that a no then? We can't identify whether or not she's okay, apart from these Telegram posts. Like, I'm being serious. Is there anything that anyone can solidly say that she's okay? Because I'm not being funny. I could literally take.
You're making me scared for her now, Ron. Stop it.
Well, I'm being serious. Like, I'm not being funny. I could take clips of Lady Letitia right now and remake her saying that she's fine in a 3-second Instagram post, and it would be completely convincing. You know what I'm saying? Her voice, her face, everything. Easy peasy. 3 or 4 seconds of AI footage. Hang on, no problem.
She was on live. Okay, let me go on 1 minute.
Okay, no, wait. Live. Here you go. Hopefully she's being protected by the feds. Let's go with that. That'll help us all sleep better tonight. Let's go with that one.
No, that's the wrong place. Did she say she?
Say that again.
Did Allie Carter say that she slept with Obama? Was that what? Or
I don't think any of them have used the word slept. I think it was like R and SA that was usually used.
Yeah, but it was like several people at the same time.
I think possibly, yes, there we go. Somebody who actually has some knowledge.
I'm sorry. I just don't believe. I'm just having a hard time wrapping my head around that.
Yeah, it's all right. Baby steps.
And I like how he phrased it and said that, you know, if that was true, because when you're dealing with politicians,
she would have been.
Yeah, they have more power. You know,
unless those politicians fall madly in love with those girls that get sent to service them. Isn't it just an age-old time story that some rich, powerful men fall in love with the peasants, and it's an absolute scandal, and you never know why somebody would get kept alive. But all I'm saying, right? All I'm saying.
So, can I say something?
Yes.
Yeah. Letitia, you don't believe that so many things have been happening, and some people, they let them live to wanna. No.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. No, yeah, I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around that, though.
It's all right. You'll get there. Baby steps. You've come a long way.
No, I don't think I'll get there.
Listen,
I don't think I'll get there, Ron, because I mean, just like Obama being at the Diddy parties and stuff, I mean, I have a hard time with that.
Okay, and you know what? That's okay, because many a people, even today, they've seen what the Diddler did to Cassie, and they're mad at her for saying that she wanted money. They're saying she's extorting him, and they're not looking at the fact that this man met this girl when she was 17 going on 18, I think.
Yeah.
Or 18, and the first thing he gave her was narcotic to.
Okay, so Wendy has confirmed that she's seen her on a live a few days ago. So everybody who's watching right now, if anyone wants to know, Wendy says she's seen her a few days ago, and I'm going to take Wendy on her
Yeah,
word.
that's a few days ago. Yes, that's what I saw her a few days ago.
Okay.
She was on live.
Thank you, Wendy. Don't worry, you're not legally bound by anything, Wendy. I'm not going to drag you into court to prove what you're saying or anything like that. But I appreciate what
and even now, people have seen that video with the Diddler, and they're still like,
"Can I throw some? Can I throw some twisted stuff at you two ladies?" Okay. If I was P. Diddy, right, and I wanted to completely mess with some people's heads, right, and they were off their nut on substances, I'd be hiring all kinds of lookalikes, Obama lookalikes, frickin' whoever, because in that mad drug-fueled state, she's going to remember what she remembers, which is what happened to her. But wouldn't it just be the most twisted thing for Diddy to convince her of things that did happen, but they didn't happen? So the grapes all happened, but they were done by people who were lookalikes to completely screw with our mind, because who's going to believe you when you come out and say Obama was there, right? What a great weaponized tool. But also the whole Obama thing is one of those things that if it did happen, it's too mad for anyone to believe. It's the perfect mixture of horror, if you will. Does that make sense to anybody?
Yeah, it does. And
listen,
you know,
I believe
Kamala
that bit.
too.
The other day when you saw that video where someone asked John Legend wife what's the wildest thing they did wherever, and he was so embarrassed to even, when she said it, you could see like the blood drain from his body. It was like, why would she say this here? So
what does that mean though, Queenie? They could have had sex in his house. And why would John Legend want Obama to know that he was having sex in his house during a party?
Correct. That's a totally possible point as well. I completely agree with that as well. When we talk about,
listen, why wouldn't that's like kinky people who wants to be wild and do stuff. Oh, I'm at the White House. Oh, I'm gonna do this. So I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with both of you. Like the reaction was could be completely based around consensual, normal withholding of adult consensual relations, and it could be something darker. It's one of those ones. No one's wrong. Everyone's
yeah.
You know what I mean? But what an interesting narrative if lookalikes were used to completely destroy the mind of someone one step further. I mean, really.
Wow.
You know? But I will say this, I'm fully on board with all of these women who've been talking for years, because there's a lot of credibility when people are talking about something years ahead of the blowout from it. I always give credibility, a little bit of credibility to that, because there's no reason to be talking about it 10 years ago or 15 years ago when this isn't all blown up. Does that make sense? Obviously, there's a reason to talk about it, but I'm talking about in the grand scheme of how information travels and all the rest of it. It's taken the people that own the media, who still and who own the companies that Diddy work for, to be put in this position to allow the narrative to get out to this extent. And that's what we're living and seeing right now. Is there, and again, everything that we're seeing in the headlines is being given to us to keep us distracted from the real evil that they're keeping under wraps, and that's how I feel.
See, you're on board now, Ron. Told you.
I put the board out. Ron turned up with no one on a board. I put the board down. I'm in the middle of the board, and I ushered you all in. Ron's not on the board. Just listen, Queenie. All right, let's dial it. I know you've been on 2 Reddit pages now, and you know all the conspiracies. Okay, but let's relax.
I haven't even been on Reddit.
I'm just busting your chops. Let's see. Ron, I still think you look definitely like Gary Oldman. Oh my God! Hang on a second. Let me just Google Gary Oldman. Oh no, I think I know who Gary Oldman is. Oh no, I'm all right with that. That's the lunatic cop from Leon. Yeah, I'm all right with that. I'll take Gary Oldman. I'll take it. I'll take Gary Oldman. I'll take that. All right. I'm all right with that. That was such a good
my word.
That was such a good movie, man. Like, I mean, I watched it when I was really young. I was probably about 14, and I didn't really understand the subtle nuances of the young girl and the assassin sort of having this weird relationship. But it was a really good movie. Like, I have to say, it was a good movie. All right. A movie called Leon.
What movie is that, Ron?
It's called Leon. You don't watch movies, okay? Listen. I can guarantee you right now. If you ever have a question about a movie and you don't want the answer to it because you have to ask someone who's never seen a movie, just ask Queenie about any movie ever made. She's seen none of them. None. She's seen no movies.
I'm not a movie person. Like,
no,
I'm not a movie person.
Oh, I know. You're. It's almost like a regime. You're how against movies you are. It's like a regime. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, it's not really. I'm against it. It's weird. When you're raising boys, it's not good to let them be distracted much. So I tend to let them read a lot of books. So we only had a telly in this house where I am, like about.
I would have lasted like
4 or 5 years now.
Yeah, no, I
I
wouldn't
would have
last.
lasted
I
2
would,
minutes too.
yeah,
But
I wouldn't last.
Queenie, like my daughter, like I feel when you talk about that, I feel bad because my daughter is always on her iPad, and I wish
You
she
need to
wasn't.
take her off it. You need to let her do it like for just like an hour a day or something. Get her books, get her brains moving with books, or
Books.
get stuff for her to learn to cut stuff with her. Use her hands or fingers. You've got to get them off these things that's
Just
just draining their energy.
Just give her a
Okay.
hatchet. Give her a hatchet. Take her out to the woods and tell her she's not allowed to come back until you can email her. Okay, and then that's how you strengthen up kids these days. All right, just leave them in the woods with a hatchet and just see what happens. All right, I'm just saying.
I'm definitely gonna have to regulate it because it's getting out of hand.
Yeah, and the thing is, you don't want to leave it too late because, as my as you, I don't know if you've got like old folks tales from grandparents. They're like, you can't get back the horse through the gate once it's bolted. So
Right.
once
Or just pre-record a video where 10 minutes in, some horrible monster screams at your child on the tablet and give her trauma that she never wants to go near it again. Okay, I'm just saying, sometimes
oh
the
no,
bad
we
things
we don't want to
outweigh
do that.
the good things. I'm just telling you, man. You,
We
I'm just,
don't want to do that.
it's a tough love approach that Ron takes. Oh, you don't want your tablet anymore because you're scared of it. Oh no. Oh, and just so you know, the ice cream van only plays music when they run out of ice cream, kids. I know. It's almost like it's every time. I know. I'm sorry. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
No, but no, it's for
I'm
real.
gonna try to
Get
do
her
better.
books. Get her books. Books is very good, and not just any books either. I've got a
Yeah, she
room
has a lot of
upstairs.
books.
In the Yeah, she's got them, but are you letting her read them to you?
No, we're not. We're
Exactly.
on that tablet, and we're definitely doing it way too much.
Yeah,
Okay,
Way
well,
too
having it
much.
listen,
and not utilizing it is the problem. You
I
have
hope,
to
yeah,
you
I
have
hope
to
you've
say
all,
to her, listen, okay, even give her like a 3 hours, but not one time.
Okay.
You split it up. So say she will read like for 20 minutes. Then you can have balance it out so you're not literally taking it all away from her because she's used to that now. And then
Right.
gradually she will
or
find thing.
or go the
Okay.
other way, Lady Letitia. Go the other way and get her 10 more screens, right? And completely surround her in screens. Okay. I'm just saying,
She
I'm
is
just saying, listen,
surrounded.
all I'm saying is, right, ain't no kid, right, in like 10 or 15 years going to be looking at books. It's all on tablets and stuff. I get it. But you got to screen condition your kids properly. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to tell them that an evil monster lives in theirs, and if
Yeah,
they
but
don't
the
turn it
thing
off on
is,
their phone,
Ron,
it'll
the
come for
thing
you.
is, and with screens and all these things, these people are changing up the books and the words and putting what they want to put. So if you get the hard copy of stuff, listen, don't listen to Ron.
Oh yeah, I agree. No, I agree. From that point of view, you've got a fantastic point. Yeah, 100%.
And then I see someone said something that I wanted to say, but I don't know if you're religious or anything, and I don't push any views on to anyone.
I am
Someone in
religious.
the side chat says
Yeah.
to make sure you get her to read the Bible as well. If it's even a passage a day,
Nah, don't
and
do that. Don't
they've
do that.
got like
Oh,
some little books for
I
Yeah, no,
love
kids.
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or
So,
don't get another book that isn't full of mad propaganda that was written by a bunch of
Thank
crazy
you for
people
the
thousands of years
advice.
ago and had loads of revisions. Go and get the first episode of
okay.
the Bible where it's full of like horror stories about what happens if you eat meat on the wrong day. I'm just saying. No, I'm just busting your chops. Jesus crew, you are all welcome here. I respect your views. So listen, we've had a good show today.
If you don't want to follow the rest of the Bible, let me tell you what you can just live by: the 10 Commandments and love and charity. That's it. Once you had
Or,
the 10 Commandments and
or
10,
don't.
you're good to go. Everything else will follow because that will keep you in line So that's fine.
Or don't do that and just, be a good person. Just live by a standard, be a good person, and ignore all religions and don't listen to Queenie's propaganda. Okay. She is
it's not a religion. I'm not selling about a religion.
She is biased towards her religion. She is not a good source.
No, I like the Bible. I mean, I like that.
I'm just busting chops.
No, I'm not. It's all love here. We as I tell people, I am not here to do division. I'm here to unite. I don't tell anyone to be that party.
Uniting people under the Bible subtly. Oh,
the 10 Commandments is teaching people not. It's telling you not to kill, not to steal, stuff like that. It's nothing out of the ordinary.
Sometimes you gotta do things. Okay. Sometimes things happen, Queenie, and you just gotta do some stuff. And there ain't no old tablet that's gonna be like, oh man, we better not do that.
Of course there's time you have to defend yourself. We're talking about people who you just don't see someone next door to you and you're like, oh, I hate my neighbor, and you just want to harm your neighbor. No, that's wrong. That's what it's talking about. Ron, go away, Ron.
Is it though? Is it though 100% of the time wrong? I don't know. There's got to be some variables in the code there. I'm just saying. Okay. Sometimes people fall downstairs. Okay. I'm just saying. All right.
Whatever, Ron. Go away.
Let's not go down this road. All right. I love you, Miss Queenie. And like I say, all religions
I love you too, Ron.
Any opportunity to frame Queenie as one of those mad people with sandwich boards in town that are like, repent! I will frame her this way. Right. Well, listen, I just want to say thank you to everyone for being here, regardless of your worldviews, regardless of what God you pray to. You're all welcome here as long as you're, you can conduct yourself as adults. And you are always making me proud in the side chat, all of you. So thank you for being here. I'm back in like an hour and a half with Tess looking into all of the forensic psychology of these wonderful people. Fantastic. Hollywood's just awesome. It's just great, and that's just me being fair for the YouTube-ness. Well, listen, thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being so awesome. Did I mention that tomorrow night?
Thank you in the side chat. Loves you, Zols.
Thank you, side chat.
Okay, I think you're okay, side chat. I'm not going to lie. These girls are giving you big thanks. I think you're all right. Okay, I think you're all right. I mean, I talk you up a lot, but you're all right. You're a solid 7. You know what I'm saying? You can do better, side chat. I believe in you. No. Right, listen. It's Thursday. Tomorrow we've got this massive banger, and tonight after me and Tess, you guys better get ready. Like, honestly, to get your phones. If you still have a house phone, take it off the hook. Get the kids in bed for 8:30. Okay, and be ready for 9 o'clock because it's going to get spicy. It's going to get spicy.
What's tomorrow, Ron?
Tomorrow we have the tiny little interview of Jaguar Wright, part 3, meeting Big Homie on the panel and going full throttle. So that is tomorrow night, Halloween. Have a very, very good day, and we will see you all in the next.
Bye.
Thanks.